Good evening. It is 6 p.m., May the 17th, 2022. I call to order the Mercedes Heights School Board of Trustees regular school board meeting. We have a quorum, myself, Vice President, Ms. Delgado, Secretary, Chief Martinez, Mr. Acosta, Mr. Trevino, and Mr. Ha. Absent for the record is Mr. Lassie. And of course, our superintendent of schools, Ms. Delgado. And start off with our Pledge of Allegiance by Mercedes High School students. Followed by the invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Let's bow our heads. Lord, give us insight to lead with integrity, that our decision may reflect what is right and good. Keep us from short-sightedness and pettiness. Help us make the decisions that are for the good of all, and guard us from blind self-interest. Dear Lord, grant us the humility to always seek your will in all that we do and say. All glory be to you, loving God, now and always through Christ and the Holy Spirit, forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, sirs. Ms. Obrego and Ms. Rebel. Great work, kids. Okay, moving along on the agenda, guys. The open forum public comment. Ms. Marta, who do we have? Okay. Mr. Castaneda, let me go ahead and read something really quick. It's customary, yes. Sure. Okay. Let me speak just a little bit, okay? It's customary to just go over the rules, sir. The next item on the agenda is open forum or public comment. Before we begin, I will remind our audience members of the board's procedures for handling public comment. The public comment portion of our meeting is available to members of the public who wish to address an agenda item to be considered by the board on tonight's agenda. Anyone who wants to speak during public comment must sign in prior to the start of the meeting and list the agenda item they want to discuss. Each public comment speaker will be allowed a maximum of 5 minutes to address the board. However, any public testimony speaker who requires a translator will receive up to 10 minutes to address the board. The public comment portion of the meeting will allow all speakers who have signed up before the start of the meeting to address the board regarding an item on tonight's agenda. Please keep your comments or criticisms civil and courteous. Please avoid using profanity and refrain from making personal attacks on others during your opportunity to speak. Last, we ask that you do not discuss students who are not your own child. If a speaker is seeking board resolution of a specific complaint, that concern should be addressed through the district's grievance process. District policy DGBA has been established for addressing employee complaints. Policy FNG is the avenue for filing parent complaints. And policy GF addresses community member complaints. Grievance forms can be obtained at any campus administration office or in the central administration office. Welcome, Mr. Castaneda, and you have the floor, sir.
Thank you. I came to discuss executive session item A, which would be discipline of professional and paraprofessional, and item B, student discipline. It's been an ongoing issue at Mercedes ISD where we have staff that are molesting children, that are having improper relationship with children, and no one's being held accountable for it. It's a very sad situation that you all sit there, come in with smiles, laughing, saying hi to each other, but never addressing the issue. Superintendent has failed the community at Mercedes ISD. The entire board has failed it.
Mr. Castellano, you gotta limit it. You can't identify specific employees because those employees.
That's
are
fine,
objected.
that's fine. So, we have issues here that will not get addressed or will not be addressed. You guys are moving on. And you guys are forgetting the main concerns here, our students are getting touched. There's improper relationships. You have hired staff members with criminal background records. You have there's staff getting arrested with possession of marijuana, and they're still working with Mercedes ISD. What happened to Red Ribbon Week? Where are the principles? Where are the morals? Where are the values? Nowhere to be found. So again, when are the students at Mercedes ISD gonna be safe? You guys claim that they have the best education here, but what about the safety? You guys remind me a lot of Westaco ISD where there's an incident going on that a principal wants to hide over there of a student being raped. This district is a terrible district to attend. I encourage anybody who has a child attending Mercedes ISD to remove them out of the district because they run a risk of getting molested and people like them covering up for them. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Okay, moving along on the agenda, superintendent's reports. A, student recognition, A, 1 through 10. Ms. Vignola.
Good evening, Mr. Board President, Board of Trustees, staff, students, community members. We are excited tonight to have a lot of student recognitions. We're going to begin with Mercedes High School. We have our top 10 students being recognized by Mr. Hinojosa, high school principal.
Good evening, Board President, Superintendent, Trustees. It's an honor to be here this evening to recognize some of our top students here at Mercedes High School. We're going to start off with our associate's degree students coming down the aisle right now. So these are our students that have received a associate's degree from STC with the dual enrollment programs that we have. Damien Martinez, parents Armando Aldape and Cristina Benigans. He's got an Associates of Arts from STC. Next, Yasmin Martinez, parents Ricardo Martinez and Denise Montoya, Associates of Science. Next, Bella Ramos, parents Miss Marisol Ramos, Associates of Science. Nelly Acosta, parents Mr. and Mrs. Brian and Karina Acosta, Associates of Science. Haley Garza, parents Belma Ramirez, Associates of Science. Next, Juan Rosales III, parents Juan Rosales Jr. and Sonia Lopez, Associates of Arts in Teaching. And Caitlin Garza, parents Mr. Julio Garza and Juanita Gomez, Associates of Arts. These are our 7 students who went through several programs and to get their associate's degree, which is of course 60 hours or more, from STC. Let's give them a big round of applause. All right, next, which will be some familiar faces that got their associates. This is our top 10 students at Mercedes High School for our seniors that are 2022. So, starting off with number 10, Jose Abundis, parents Monica Quintana. He will be attending UTRGV. Number 9, Nicholas Belcher, parents John Valdez and Janie Belcher. He will be attending UTRGV, and he'll be studying nursing. Number 8, Clarissa Garza, parents Mr. and Mrs. Anthony Garza and Tina Garza. She'll be going to UTRGV studying nursing also. Number 7, Caitlin Garza. Parents, Mr. Lino Garza and Miss Juanita Gomez. She'll be attending Sam Houston State, and she'll be studying criminal justice. Number 6, Juan Rosales III. Parents, Juan Rosales and Sonia Lopez. He'll be attending UTRGV, and he'll be studying secondary education. Next, number 5, Haley Garza. Parents, Belma Ramirez. She is going to UT Austin, studying biology with a focus on pre-med. Number 4, Nathan Elnahal. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Isham and Petra Elnahal. He'll be attending UTRGV, studying engineering. Number 3, Joseph Rocha. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jose and Christine Rocha. He'll be attending UTRGV in business marketing. Our number 2 ranked student, Rowan Galvan. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Ralph and Monica Galvan. He'll be going to UT Austin in the business field. And our number 1 student, our valedictorian, Natalie Acosta. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Brian Acosta. UTRGV. She'll be studying nursing. These are our top 10 students, our seniors 2022 for this year.
It was Texas flag.
Next up, we have Mercedes Early College. We have Ms. Jeannie Venecia. I also like to recognize Jocelyn Colunga for saying the Texas Pledge. Is that correct, Ms. Venecia? I think we had the wrong name. Was it Ms.
Jocelyn?
Jocelyn?
Griselda. Griselda. Colunga.
Griselda
Griselda.
Colunga. Sorry, Griselda. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you to both students. So we have Ms. Venecia presenting our top 10 students from Mercedes Early College.
Good evening, Board President, Mr. Hernandez, Board of Directors, and Ms. Mendiola, community, parents, and staff. On behalf of the entire faculty, staff, and administration, I would like to express our sincere gratitude and appreciation for all the hard work Mercedes Early College Academy top 10 students and associate degree graduates have accomplished over the course of their 4 years in order to obtain this honor. To the Mercedes ISD Board of Trustees, thank you for your time, your support, and continued commitment to ensure that the students are able to achieve their dreams of obtaining an associate degree in conjunction with their high school diploma. Your belief in the early college is valued and appreciated. To the Superintendent of Schools, Ms. Mendiola, and Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Castillo, thank you. Your vision of our district and the leadership both of you use to guide our schools is truly ensuring that all of the students at Mercedes, Texas are receiving the highest quality education. And to the proud parents, grandparents, and families of the class of 2022, you have been the foundation and backbone of each graduate. So at this time, I'm going to call out our top 10 students. Ms. Aneta Anguma, ranked number 10, the daughter of Mr. Juan Sanchez and Ms. Claudia Sanchez, and Dr. Jesus Anguma, has earned an Associate of Arts degree in Psychology from South Texas College. She will be a graduate. She is a graduate of distinguished level of achievement with endorsements in multidisciplinary studies, STEM and Arts and Humanities. She has earned a Performance Acknowledgement Distinction for dual enrollment, is a Texas Scholar, UIL Scholar, and an RGB Lead Scholar. Annette is also a member of National Honor Society, and she will be attending the University of Houston. Number 9, Ms. Cassandra Castillo, the daughter of Juan Castillo and Ms. Rosa Perez, has earned an Associate of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Studies with honors from South Texas College. Cassandra will graduate as a Distinguished Level of Achievement graduate with endorsements in Multidisciplinary Studies, STEM, and Business and Industry. She has earned a Performance Acknowledgement Distinction for dual enrollment. She's a Texas Scholar and RGV Lit Scholar, and she will be attending the University of UTRGV. Number 8, Ms. Valeria Cortez, the daughter of Mr. Billy Cortez and Ms. Fabiola Cortez, has earned an Associate of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Studies from South Texas College. She will graduate as a Distinguished Level of Achievement graduate with endorsements in Multidisciplinary Studies, STEM, and Arts and Humanities. She has earned a Performance Acknowledgement Distinction for dual enrollment as a Texas Scholar, RGV Lead Scholar. She is also a member of National Honor Society. She will be attending the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Rank number 7, Ms. Jasmine Colunga, the daughter of Mr. Joe Colunga and Ms. Yesenia Colunga. She has earned an Associate of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Studies. She will graduate as a Distinguished Level of Achievement graduate with endorsements in Multidisciplinary Studies, STEM, and Arts and Humanities. She has earned Performance Acknowledgement Distinctions for dual enrollment, bilingual, biliteracy, as a Texas Scholar, UIL Scholar, and an RGV Lead Scholar. Jocelyn is also a member of NHS, and she will be attending Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Number 6, Ms. Jessica Rodriguez, the daughter of Melissa Rodriguez, has earned an Associate of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Studies from South Texas College. She will graduate as a Distinguished Level of Achievement graduate with endorsements in Multidisciplinary Studies, Arts and Humanities, STEM, and Public Service. She has earned Performance Acknowledgement Distinctions for dual enrollment and ACT. Is a Texas Scholar, RGV Lead Scholar. She is also a member of NHS and Student Council. She will be attending the University of Texas, Austin. Not here with us today is Michelle Medina Munoz. She's the daughter of Mr. Alejandro Medina and Ms. Jeanette Medina Munoz. She also earned an Associate of Arts degree in Psychology with honors from South Texas College. She will graduate as a Distinguished Level of Achievement graduate with endorsements in Multidisciplinary Studies and STEM. She earned a Performance Acknowledgement Distinction for dual enrollment, is a Texas Scholar, an RGV Lead Scholar, and she's also a member of NHS and Student Council. She will be attending UTRGV. Number 4, Mr. Kevin Cisneros, the son of Mrs. Cisneros, has earned an Associate of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Studies with honors from South Texas College. Kevin will graduate as a Distinguished Level of Achievement graduate with endorsements in Multidisciplinary Studies, STEM, and Arts and Humanity. He has earned Performance Acknowledgement Distinctions for dual enrollment and ACT, and is a Texas Scholar, UIL Scholar, RGV Lead Scholar. He's a member of NHS. He will be attending the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Number 3, Mr. Fernando Esparza, the son of Mr. Jose Herrera, Ms. San Juanita Herrera, has earned an Associate of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Studies with honors from South Texas College. He will graduate as a Distinguished Level of Achievement graduate with endorsements in Multidisciplinary Studies, STEM, and Business and Industry. He has earned a Performance Acknowledgement Distinctions for dual enrollment and ACT as a Texas and RGV Lead Scholar. He will be attending the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Our salutatorian, rank number 2, Mr. Anthony Cavazos, the son of Mr. Gustavo Cavazos and Mrs. Victoria Cavazos, has earned an Associate of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Studies with honors from South Texas College. Anthony will graduate as a Distinguished Level of Achievement graduate with endorsements in Multidisciplinary Studies, STEM, and Business and Industry. He has earned Performance Acknowledgement Distinctions for dual enrollment and ACT, and is a Texas Scholar and an RGV Lead Scholar. Anthony is also a member of NHS. He will be attending University of Texas, Austin. And our highest ranking graduate, our valedictorian is Ms. Caitlin Olivares, the daughter of Mr. Juan Olivares and Mrs. Olga Zamora. Has earned an Associate of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Studies with honors from South Texas College. She will graduate as a distinguished level of achievement graduate with endorsements in multidisciplinary studies and STEM. She has earned a performance acknowledgement distinctions for dual enrollment and ACT, is a Texas Scholar and our RGV Lead Scholar, a UIL Scholar. She's also a member of the NHS and Student Council. She will be attending the Texas State University in San Marcos. So let's give a round of applause to our top 10 students from Mercedes Early College. Oh. The other students I'm going to recognize our associate degree graduates. As you can see, all our students in the top 10 received an Associate of Arts or an associate degree. All these students that I'm going to call out all received an Associate of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies unless otherwise noted. We have Armando Aguirre, Associate of Arts in Criminal Justice. Brenda Aguirre, Joseph Alanis, Shavroz Ali, Associate of Arts in Business, Gustavo Alvarado, Jonathan Alvarado, Nia Bocanegra, Alessa Cabrera, Moises Cordova Lara, Associate of Science in Interdisciplinary Studies, Ivan Davila, Aaron Estrada, Sakina Flores, Travis Galvan, Jose Manuel Garza, Associate of Arts in Criminal Justice, Isaiah Hernandez, Crystal Jimenez, Brianna Leiva, Julia Loya, Cassandra Martinez, Marcos Mata, Sidney Mendoza, Gabriel Mireles, Lisandra Olivares, Destiny Quiroga, Daisy Ramirez Teo, Genoveva Ramirez, Raúl Ramirez, Jenny Ramos, Associate of Arts in Business, Rosario Reyes Castro, Ashley Rodriguez, Caitlin Rojas, Ignacio Romeros, Joanna Sanchez, Eddie Solis, Daniela Treviño, Kayla Turubiates, and Gavin Vega. Congratulations to all our students. Congratulations to our students. We're so proud of you. The following recognition is our 11th grade students were nationally recognized for their outstanding performance on the PSAT national test that they took earlier in the year. Each year's PSAT NMSQT is a qualifying test for a student's entry to the National Merit Scholarship competitions. It starts a 2-year process beginning junior year when students take the test. Congratulations to the following 11 students. This is the most students that we've ever had, so we're very proud of this accomplishment. We have Elena Garcia. She's not here, she's at the orchestra concert. Matthew Garcia. Then we have Jacob Garibay. Sarah Guerra, Kaylee Longoria, Gilbert Moya, Mario Ivan Munoz, Cody Ochoa, Clarissa Rizzo, Jillian Wilson, and Nicholas Van Hill. Again, we want to congratulate our students for this great accomplishment. Thank you.
Next up, we have Ms. Diana Adame with Mercedes High School, and she will be presenting a Luminary Scholar.
Good evening, Board President, Superintendent of Schools, board members, administrators, and members of the community. I am now honored to be here and recognize our UTRGV Luminary Scholarship recipient of Mercedes High School. The Luminary Scholarship Program is a one-of-a-kind, merit-based scholarship and offers the brightest undergraduate students from all disciplines a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Candidates must reflect strong academic achievement to include high school course rigor, class rank, GPA, SAT, ACT scores, as well as leadership experience and community involvement. Selected candidates also go through an interview with the scholarship committee and are given the opportunity to demonstrate why they are deserving of the scholarship. The lengthy and competitive process is necessary to ensure that an exemplary student will ultimately help elevate UTRGV's status as a global leader in higher education. The scholarship program entails full tuition and fees for all 4 undergraduate years, university housing for the first 2 academic years of college, full tuition and fees for up to 4 years for the professional or undergraduate program to which the student was provisionally admitted, including the UTRGV School of Medicine. In addition, Luminary Scholars have pledged to work in the Valley for each year beyond their undergraduate education that it is funded. With over 500 applicants from all over the state, only 25 students were awarded. Allow me to introduce our very own Mercedes High School valedictorian, Ms. Natalie Acosta, as a UTRGV Luminary Scholarship recipient. Natalie Acosta is receiving an award amount of $137,000 as a Luminary Scholar. And her achievements don't stop there. She is also a recipient of the Presidential Scholarship of $20,000, Texas Distinguished Scholar of $16,000, Cadena Sapo Scholarship of $1,250, Sherry Foundations of $1,000, TEC Scholarship of $1,000, and the Catholic Daughters of America's $500 for a total of $176,750 in scholarship awards. Natalie Acosta, congratulations. We are honored to have you represent Mercedes High School. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Adame. Next up, we have Mr. Guy McKinney, who will be presenting our band 2022 Best Communities for Music Education.
Good evening, Superintendent Mendiola and board members and community members. Mercedes ISD Music Education Program receives national recognition for the 4th time in recent years. Mercedes has been honored with the Best Communities for Music Education designation from the NAM Foundation for its outstanding commitment to music education. Now in its 23rd year, the Best Communities for Music Education destination is awarded to districts that demonstrate outstanding achievement in efforts to provide music access and education to all students. To qualify for the Best Communities designation, Mercedes ISD answered detailed questions about funding, graduation requirements, music class participation, instruction time, facilities, support for the music program, and community music-making programs. Responses were verified with school officials and reviewed by the Music Research Institute at the University of Kansas. Since the passage of Every Student Succeeds Act in 2015 and a stated emphasis on a well-rounded education, many school districts have recommitted to music and arts education programs. During the pandemic, music and arts programs were a vital component to keeping students engaged in school. ESSA provides designated funding for well-rounded education opportunities through Title IV, Part A, Student Academic Success and Achievement Grants. NAM Foundation research has revealed that these grants are being widely used by school districts to address the instructional gaps in access to music and arts education. Research into music education continues to demonstrate educational, cognitive, and social skill benefits for children who make music. After 2 years of music education, researchers found that participants showed more substantial improvements in how the brain processes speech and reading scores than their less involved peers, and that students who are involved in music are not only more likely to graduate high school, but also attend college as well. Everyday listening skills are stronger in musically trained children than those without music training. Significantly, listening skills are closely tied to the ability to perceive speech in a noisy background, pay attention, and keep sounds in memory. Later in life, individuals who took music lessons as children show stronger neural processing of sound. Young adults and even older adults who have not played an instrument for up to 50 years show enhanced neural processing compared to their peers. Not to mention, social benefits include conflict resolution, teamwork skills, and how to give and receive constructive criticism. Our music program in Mercedes is strong, with the beginning of our general music teachers and each of the elementary campuses, and then continues into the specific middle school and high school level courses. Thank you to the board and administration for continuing to support music in the schools. The NAM Foundation is a nonprofit supported in part by the National Association of Music Merchants and approximately 10,300 members around the world. The foundation advances active participation in music making across the lifespan by supporting scientific research, philanthropic giving, and public service programs. On another note, we did receive the vote of confidence in hosting the 2022 UIL Pigskin at Tiger Stadium October 15th this year. So thank you all for everything. We have some directors here. Come on up. A couple of our directors and our general music teacher. Go shake some hands. Thank you.
Next up, we have Coach Roger Adame, an athletic director. He will be presenting our boys and girls track teams.
All right, good evening, Superintendent Mendiola, Board President Hernandez, Board, Community. We're here to, closing out the athletic year, very successful year for us. We're here to recognize our spring sports. A lot of historic seasons coming in, a lot of accomplishments. We're going to go ahead and start off with our girls track team. The following Lady Tigers track athletes qualified for the area meet that was held at PSJ Stadium on April 20th. We have Serena Limas, 400-meter relay and 1,600-meter relay. We have Leah Adame, 100-meter hurdles, 300-meter hurdles, and 1,600-meter relay. Jamie Flores, long jump, triple jump, 400-meter relay, 100-meter, and 200-meter. We have Jimena Puente, shot put and discus. We have Cassidy Cantu, 400-meter relay. We have Kaylin Rosales, 1,600-meter relay. We have Randy Lara, 3,200-meter run. We have Katie Flores, 400-meter relay. We have Angelina Perales, 400-meter relay. We have Valeria Samaripa, 1,600-meter relay. We have Stephanie Cano, 1,600-meter relay. Regional track qualifier was Jamie Flores in the long jump, triple jump, 100-meter, and 200-meter. She is now the school and district record holder in the 200-meter with a time of 24.88. Lady Tiger coaching staff was head coach Judy Gutierrez, assistant coach Pete Martinez Jr., Olga Adame, Jeanette Flores, and Santo Esquivel, and Jaime Garza. Next, we'll be recognizing our boys track team. Again, we have a lot of these boys are coming in and, again, coming out and competing, and we did have quite a bit make it to regionals, probably the most that we've had make it into the finals. There's exciting races there on Saturday. We'll recognize them. I know some of them have 7-on-7 and stuff like that tonight, but we're going to still recognize them tonight. We have Austin Davila, district champion, 200-meter, 4x1, area champion, 200-meter, area qualifier, 4x2, long jump, regional qual, 200-meter dash, and 4x100 meter. We have Rowan Calvan. We got Jay Gonzalez, Isaiah Hernandez, area qualifier, 3,200-meter run. We have Aaron Ochoa. We have Jamarian Owens. We have Josie Netos. We have David Clower, district champion, high jump, area qualifier, high jump, 4x200 regional qualifier in the high jump as well. Jordan Gomez, area qualifier, Luis Pinon, district champion, 400-meter, 4x100, area champion, 4x100, area qualifier, 4x200. We have Gael Rivas, area qualifier. We have Xavier Sanchez, district champ, 4x1, area champ, 4x100, area qualifier, 4x200, regional qualifier, 4x100. We have Tyrell Trevino, district champ, long jump, district champ, 4x100, area champion, 100-meter dash, 4x100, area qualifier, 200-meter dash, long jump, regional qualifier, 100-meter, long jump, 4x100. We have Carlos Cantu, Jesus Sanchez, Ryan Trevino, Marcus Clower, Daniel Perez, area qualifier. Head coach Ralph Galvan, assistant coaches Job Sainz, Danny Infante, and Rigo de la Cerda. All right, next, we're going to recognize our lady softball team. The Lady Tiger softball team finished the 2022 season with an overall record of 22 wins and 10 losses. This year, they earned a 32-5A co-district championship, by-district championship, area championship, and were regional quarterfinals. Numerous members on the team were recognized for the performance and hard work by receiving all district selections. The team and coaches would like to thank administration, the school board, and the community for all the support they received this season. All right, we have number 1, Clarissa Rizzo. Number 2, Michaela Cisneros. Number 3, Natalie Acosta. Number 4, Aramari Perez. Number 5, Ashley De Leon. Number 6, Bridget Sanchez. Number 7, Abigail Trevino. Number 8, Michelle De La Torre. Number 9, Angelina Perales. Number 10, Abigail Rocha. Number 11, Kayla Garza. Number 14, Lindsay Lopez. Number 15, Anastasia Gomez. Number 16, Rihanna Sierra. Number 17, Clarissa Garza. Number 18, Zelinda Camacho. Number 19, Alessandra Alvarado. We have manager Alyssa Perez. We have head coach Christy Leal, assistant coaches Chriselle Gonzalez, Dalila Barrera, Harold Lane, and Alexis De Leon. All right, finally, we'd like to recognize two individuals that will be carrying on their athletic and academic career to the next level. They recently signed with two universities. First one we'll bring up is Jamarian Owens. He has signed on to Iowa Wesleyan University to continue his football career. Congratulations, Jamarian. The second individual we'll be bringing up is Rohan Calvan. He recently signed to the University of Texas. And will be on the powerlifting team.
Thank you, Coach.
What are you eating?
Thank you, Coach Adame. Next up, we have Ms. Debbie Rebel, who will be presenting our robotics team.
Hi, good evening, Superintendent Mendiola, School Board of Trustees, Mercedes ISD staff, and community members. Tonight, I would like to recognize the following groups of students. Starting off, we have our robotics team, who are national qualifiers. One of the Mercedes High School robotics teams, all girls, I'd like to add, has qualified for the Robotics Nationals competition after placing overall third at the Sea Perch Regional Qualifier event in La Joya, Texas on April the 9th, 2022. The national competition will take place in College Park, Maryland in June of 2022. The members are Carla Luna, Kaylin Gomez, and Kelsey Cavazos. I would also like to recognize one of the robotics coaches, Mr. Ernesto Gonzalez. Great job, sir, on this year.
Thank you so much.
Next, I would like to bring recognition to our health science students. These students have earned their basic life support CPR training certification. They have also taken their CNA certification test, and we have our phlebotomy students who will be taking their certification test on Friday. Tonight, we have Erin Ochoa, Jennifer de la Fuente, Leonel Silvestre, Heavenly Noriega, Ashley Diaz, Isaiah Oyoke, Natalia Barbosa, Gabriela Herrera, and Brianna Cano. Their teachers couldn't be here tonight, but I do want to recognize Nurse Molina, Marlene Molina, and Dr. Almaguer. They've been doing a great job with our students. Thank you.
Moving along on the agenda, staff recognition. Ms. Mendiola.
Yes, good evening. Mr. Chairman, we have Dr. Castillo, who will be recognizing one of our teachers, Donna Herrera.
Good evening, Board President, Mr. Hernandez, Board of Trustees, Ms. Mendiola, Community and Community Online. Today, we will be recognizing one of our very own teachers. The award will be provided by Mr. Islas, our ELA coordinator.
Good evening, Board President, Superintendent Mendiola, Board. So we are here to recognize Ms. Donna Herrera. We have a little thing here that we're going to read to you. So Mercedes ISD is excited to announce Ms. Donna Herrera from Sergeant Harrell Middle School, reading teacher, as the new middle school section chair for TCTELA. So this is the Texas Council of Teachers for English Language Arts. So she's part of a statewide organization. After attending an Abydos training, she was informed and invited to the TCTELA conference and was later asked to help with the possible proposals for the 2022 conference in late January. Ms. Herrera was invited to take on the role as middle school chair, to which she excitedly accepted. Quote, I was extremely humbled and in shock at the offer. All the board members have their master's, years of experience, or doctorate degrees. She says that her passion for teaching has only intensified after this experience and she will continuously strive for success for her students. Ms. Herrera says that it's not only about being a board member for the TCTELA, but also about being a Latina voice for the advocacy and representation for the Valley and our Mercedes, Texas community. Ms. Herrera is currently pursuing her master's in curriculum and teaching from Boston University and hopes to pave a road for success for her students and future students to come.
Yay, congratulations.
Okay, moving along with C, presentation 1 through 5. Oh, I guess we can start with C1. Ms. Mendiola?
Yes, Dr. Castillo will be presenting on our staff development plan for the 22-23 school year.
Good evening, once again. Tonight, our curriculum department will be presenting to you a PowerPoint in reference to the staff development for 22-23. And as you can see on the next slide, we do have Mr. Islas passing out the outcome of the survey, of which the number of individuals that responded were 107. It was open up for about 2 weeks. And we do want to give you a sheet of paper that provides you all the different requests, recommendations from our faculty, and the percent, the non-negotiables in the department. So this was a lot of group effort that we did put together, from active learning strategies, hands-on experience, learning by doing, flipped classroom, content specific, which is the core area, quality teaching and distance learning, techniques for increased student engagement, face-to-face and distance learning, supporting parents in face-to-face and distance learning, accommodations in face-to-face and distance learning, teaching struggling students, assessment and grading with internet tools, classroom assessment techniques from formative assessments, building critical skills, classroom management online, social emotional intelligence, health and wellness, students, digital citizenship, classroom management online, social emotional learning, SIOP, which is shelter instruction observation protocols, which is aligned to the DELPAS testing, Google Classroom sites for instructional use, STAR 2.0 updates, how to navigate the database, understanding the dashboard with 5 Lab. We also have understanding student growth with the new change in accountability that will eventually be approved pretty soon. using Agiforia, aware and understand data systems. And other areas, which at a low percent we're still going to address, would be assessment and grading with internet tools, classroom assessments, referral process, dyslexia evaluation and services, horizontal planning, managing breakout sessions, sexual harassment, special ed update. So these are all the different topics that we will be presenting tonight. I do want to thank the entire community for also providing the survey. There's been so many surveys going out, from climate surveys to this type of survey, and it's important that we hear from our faculty and our administration so we can set direction for our district. And with the support of the superintendent, this will be a success. So at this time, we will turn it over to the different directors who will present their areas. Mr. Islas.
So good evening again. So the first slide that we have here is on Abydos. So Abydos is a program that we brought in, and actually Mercedes ISD has had Abydos before. As a matter of fact, I went through the Abydos Institute when I was maybe my second year teaching. But now we're gonna focus on it and use it with fidelity. So in this first slide, you'll see, so last summer we did have a 12-day institute during the month of July, right? June and July. And so we're gonna bring that institute again this year for another cohort of teachers. And just to give you a little bit of a background on what this institute has, it's right here, it's foundation theory and pedagogy. So they focus on instruction and experience with the act of writing throughout the process. So in this institute, the teachers go in, basically they're students in a class, and they're going through the entire writing process as students in the class, so that they have that experience and they can come back into their classrooms and guide their students through the same process. And in this institute, it's an amazing institute, and as a matter of fact, we're going to share with you an anthology that we put together of all of these teachers that were in that program, in that institute. And in that institute, there was a lot of bonding with the teachers, there was some crying, there was a lot of laughing, and there was a lot of sharing. And so in this anthology, you'll be able to read the reflexive pieces of our teachers in Mercedes ISD. So as they go through this, they are experiencing grouping techniques, conferencing techniques, activities for pre-writing, writing, revising, reformulating, correcting, editing, and proofreading, reading as a flip side of writing, classroom management strategies, integration of grammar within the writing process, and assessment. So it covers a wide variety. And as a district, we are definitely implementing writing across the curriculum, not only in reading classes, but in all of our classes. If we can go to the next slide, please. And so continuing with Abydos, one of the things that we are encouraging is an admin strand where we can get our principals to go through a session. It's either going to be a 1-day up to a 5-day session where our principals and our administration can understand exactly where our teachers are coming from so that there's more buy-in. And so we have our literary awareness, reading and writing as processes, writing across the curriculum again, areas and types of support and implementation, conceptual teaching models, motivational techniques, and of course all of this is based on brain research and how it impacts teaching and learning. So reading language arts are proposed August PDs for August 15th to the 16th. We do have Abydos, and what's going to happen with that is we're going to have our teachers, our cohort 1 teachers and our cohort teachers present, just like they did this past August as well. They present to the entire district on how to implement the Abydos way. And if, going on for August PD, thank you. Going on for August PD, there's a couple of other trainings that we're going to focus on as well. Training on Amira. That's going to be for our kinder through 5th grade teachers, so they can get a refresher and a closer look into the use of this AI reading classroom assistant. We have several presentations through S3, and that's going to be covered in just a little bit as well. We do have a program, iReady. We had several meetings with our campuses, with our elementary campuses and our middle school campuses, and we are going to bring iReady back as well. And so that writing prompt for bell ringers, that's along with the Abydos lines. So for our next slide, we have here Mr. Macario Mejia. He is our math coordinator.
Good evening, Board President. Good morning, Superintendent Ms. Mendiola. We're going to be presenting math. We're bringing back Pearlized Math, which is kinder through first. It's a curriculum. Also, we'll be bringing back Sharon Wells, which is second grade through fifth grade. So we'll have that training in August as well. We're also targeting Zern Math, which is an after-school program and actually was purchased through T-Class. And so we'll be targeting that for the teachers to work on. Also, we're going to be working with writing prompts for bell ringers. What that is, we're trying to get ready for STAR 2.0. As you understand, this changes of the format has changed. Now 75% will be multiple choice, 25% will be with either equation editors, graphing, inline choice, hotspots, fraction models, drag and drive, match table grids, and multi-select. So those are some of the things that we want to get our teachers prepared for our students to be successful in the STAR 2.0. Also, another thing that Mr. Issa had mentioned, the S3 is basically, that is, it's the whole group rotation that it's targeting emergent bilingual students. We also have in our targeting our emerging bilingual students through the vocabulary, through rich print enrichment environment. So that is part also that which we're going to be doing in August PD. Thank you. Now I'm going to introduce our science coordinator, Ms. Emmerich.
Hi, good evening. Board President, Superintendent, Ms. Mendiola, and board members and community of Mercedes. For Science PD, we have STEM Scopes. STEM Scopes is a science digital platform that is brought to life through exploratory hands-on activities that promote inquiry and excitement as our students engage in real-world scientific connections. It's built on research-based 5E lesson models, and it's also aligned to our Texas standards. Our teachers love this program because it has a lot of STAR-like questions, STAR-ready questions. Another program that I want to bring in, and this is going to be, our trainer is going to be one of our own teachers. She's really good at this, and she's used these programs with fidelity. So I think when our teachers teach teachers, it's more beneficial as well. So for EduSmart, what that is, it's also an online research-based program. It's flexible, format adapts easily to support all types of instructional models, including direct instruction, cooperative learning, inquiry-based instruction. It has cutting-edge technology. EduSmart is the only vendor out there with lesson components for trans-adaptation for Spanish speakers to learn science. So it's really good for our EBs. We know that our community, we have a good number of EBs. This program also has a large library of interactive digital content that are tightly aligned to our science standards. S3, strategies for EBs, it's also cross-curricular, what my colleagues talked about, and that's going to be covered more in depth with another one of our colleagues. And lastly, we have writing prompt for bell ringers. Again, the writing prompts for bell ringers, it's to get our teachers ready for Science STAR 2.0. It's going to have a lot of multiple choice and non-multiple choice items. So like Mr. Isla said, bringing in Abydos is going to help with this because of all the non-multiple choice questions that it's going to be throughout the subjects. And that's it. Thank you. Up next is Mr. Raymond Mejia by Dr. Castillo.
Mr. Mejia was not able to be here today, but we do have writing again prompt bell ringers, and like I said, it's going to be part of the STAR 2.0. And all these content, including what's going to be presented in a while, is a complete symposium that we will have where the teachers will be assigned to different sections, and they will be required to attend certain sections accordingly to their subjects. So the S3 is your student strategies and success, will also be part of the social studies curriculum, HMH, online support platform for professional development for our social studies department, New STAR items overview, and new social studies curriculum framework for planning. Since we have been writing curriculum, we're going to now bring that into our teaching for next school year for our teachers to follow suit. Next presenting will be Dr. Rodriguez for special education.
Good evening, Ms. Mendiola and Mr. Board President and ladies and gentlemen of the board and community and staff. I'd like to I guess just go over the trainings that we have scheduled for August 15th and 16th. They are tentative. However, we looked, excuse me, at areas of priority based on the survey and staff input. And the first one listed is inclusion practices at work, and this would be done in collaboration with the support of our Educational Service Center. That would, we've got personnel at the Service Center that can come in and provide some of the training for our district. Using accommodations at work, this one is also going to be assisted by the Educational Service Center. For life skills, this one will be done by some of our special education staff. This is creating a learning environment for our low incidence population. Mainly that's our children that are in life skills classrooms. We'd like to train our teachers regarding using very specific types of strategies having to do with structured learning environments, visual schedules, transition schedules, and this, as I mentioned, is going to be conducted by our staff. We're probably going to be reaching out to the local, our service center as well, to assist us in some of this training. For the paraprofessionals, this is a session that's going to be done by our staff. This is the responsibilities of an instructional assistant. This will be going over the responsibilities and procedures in the classroom and how we can maximize the use of our paraprofessionals in the classroom so they can assist in the instructional settings, not just in our more restrictive settings, but also in inclusion resource settings as well. The final one is the behavioral supports for students with disabilities and how to use them. We will be utilizing the supports of the specialists at the Regional Service Center, and this is basically to look at not just for special education personnel, but also for our general education staff, what type of techniques and strategies can be used in the classroom, beginning with the classroom environment, what type of classroom activities can be done to minimize disruption. And this would also, we will eventually look at the broader, the classroom management, and looking at, for those students that are in the general ed setting that perhaps maybe need additional supports through behavioral support plans, for example, through response to intervention, through Section 504, not just for the special ed student, but also for students that are in general ed, that need those extra supports to assist them with the behavior in the classroom. And so those are the main areas we're looking at. It again, it is tentative, but it encompasses not just special education supports, but also for general education supports as well. Okay. Our next presenter is Ms. Gracia, our bilingual director. Thanks.
Good evening, Ms. Mendiola, Board President, Board members, community, and Mercedes ISD staff. Mine are basically annual trainings that we have to do that are required by TEA. The first one is the ELPS training, the English Language Proficiency Standards. That will be done through Region 1, and these are what we use to teach language to our students. It incorporates the 4 domains. So again, that is a requirement. The next one is actually the one that the coordinators have been talking about. That will be through S3 strategies, blended learning, station rotation model, building academic vocabulary through a language-rich environment. And these basically also touch on sheltered instruction, which is another requirement for our UB students, and differentiation. And then the last one is this past January, we started a new program called TELPA Summit K-12, and basically it supports our kids. It basically gives them the practice that they need to get ready for the TELPA test that they take every spring. And so that's just a follow-up and a refresher for those teachers that are starting new. Thank you. Now, Ms. Salcedo will be up next.
Hi, good evening. Okay, so for the social emotional learning, we started off with August 15th and 16th. We will be having a Safe Schools Convention conference, where professionals, paraprofessionals, admin, support staff will attend. The mental health component will be embedded into the conference. We're going to have sessions such as suicide prevention, CPS reporting, and gender diversity. Throughout the year, we're going to continue with our teacher and staff training by Creative Being, Ms. Cristina Vasquez, that she had started the year off this past year. with our teacher trainings and our staff, and also with our student retreats. So those will continue throughout this year also.
I'm going to have Mr. Islas give you some information on the anthology you just received.
So I just wanted to kind of circle back to the anthology. So this anthology, I highly encourage you to read it, take some time to look through it and go through these stories that our teachers wrote. And the reason for that is because, so a lot of our teachers, when they came in to the Institute, they came in with the idea of, oh, I'm not a writer, which is the way that a lot of our students come into our classroom. But when we ended this whole Institute, they just came out very confident in the writing, and you can definitely see it as you read through these stories. So that's one of the reasons that we're so high on Abydos, and we highly encourage our teachers to go through it, and we keep bringing it back, and we're having our teachers train our other teachers as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
This concludes our presentations. Are there any questions?
I just have a quick comment, only for myself and Ms. Mendiola. I'd like to commend your staff. I guess colleague to colleague, it's fantastic. When I was reading it, I was like just thinking about how the teamwork worked really well with you, and God bless you. I appreciate that. I was thinking about the Japanese teamwork, where you get a lot of feedback from the workers, the guys that are in the trenches, and well, nothing wrong, bringing up the Japanese and comparing it to the General Motors, so thank you very much, Ms. Mendiola.
Thank you. And thank you, Dr. Castillo, and your curriculum team for putting this plan together, very well thought out, listening to the voices, again, of the teachers, those who are in the trenches. So thank you for aligning this to the teacher needs.
Ms. Mendiola, excuse me, ma'am. On the record, Mr. Garza is present, Ms. Martin, on 7/12? Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Any comments, any questions, guys?
Thank you.
Okay, moving along on the agenda. C2, update on the district facilities maintenance project by Mr. Rolando Herrera, Maintenance Director. Ms. Mendiola?
Yes, Mr. Herrera will be presenting on this item.
Good evening, Mrs. Mendiola, Board President, Mr. Hernandez, trustees, community, and MISD staff. Today we're going to share an updated list of projects that we've done since the 2021 school year. I do want to share with everyone here that we started the improvement list as of 2019. However, we were faced with many challenges as where to start. And so Mrs. Mendiola and our team got together and created the phase project list based on priority and also based on budget availability. So if you can see there, the first category of projects, it is listed by campus, status, item, estimate, description, the funding source. Now, at the end of your reports, you have the different funding sources that were used. Because you'll see different numbers there. 51 basically means your 199, which is your maintenance budget, your 198, which is funding assigned for air quality improvement, disaster funding, health grant, Title IV athletics, and transportation budget that have been used for the different projects. And so the total amount for the list of projects that were completed between 20 and 21 is a total of, can you scroll, Mr. Handy? 411,039. You can review the list of items there that are listed for the different campuses, and these were completed. The next area, which is phase 2, which is your 2021 school year projects, you see the list of projects that we have completed up to now. Which is a total of $327,564. And so you can review the list there and see what projects have been completed up to now. The next category is your budgeted and in progress project list. This is a continuation. These are in progress, and we're hoping to accomplish by the end of the fiscal year. Some of the areas may go over into the new school year because of equipment or delays, equipment availability, business office has already prepared for that next step that we will be using this year's budget to finish off those projects the next school year. The budgeted and in progress list is a cumulative of $974,000 and $500. Together with the projects that have been completed is a total of $1,349,064 that will be used for this year's projects through the different funding sources. The next one is your unbudgeted projects. These are projects that were brought up to our attention or is a district need, priority, initiative. And so these projects are being taken into consideration. I do want to outline some of the projects here that we did have to move forward with, or your athletic portable storage, your dressing room portable for Harold Middle School, your playground at the different elementaries. We understand that academics is number one, but enrichment and recreational time for our kids is also important. So the district has turned its attention to playgrounds for our elementaries. I will let you know that our elementaries do have playgrounds that are over 20 years old. And so we are looking into those estimates and the guidance of the manufacturers because playgrounds do have to meet code. And so there's compliance factors there that we need to meet in order to use them. The next category is your roof repairs. Here we list the different types, the different high school roofs, or campus roofs that will be repaired or proposed to be repaired. You'll see it by campus, status, item, and estimate. On the estimate section, you do have two numbers. The lower number is for a specific style of roof system, which is your single ply TPO. Your higher amount there for in each row is your modified Bentium roof system. Both roofs are good, are very good systems. This is they have a 20-year lifespan. And so the total there on the higher end is $2,598,177. If the district would take and move forward on the single ply, for example, it would be a total of $2,060,275, a difference of $537,902. We do have in the budget under disaster funding $736,000. However, we will still need additional funding, which is your unbudgeted balance of $1,862,177 to complete all the roofing projects that were proposed. The next one is our MECA and administration relocation projects. This is the list of projects that have been identified for the MECA and administration relocation projects. You have your campus, your estimates, the description. The total amount for these projects is $2,150,005.32. These amounts are estimates and official quotes are still pending. The only official quotes are roof replacements, network capacity, removal, and culinary equipment. There is a zero budget for the construction cost of a new culinary classroom at Mercedes High School.
Tony, am I able to comment on this or no?
Yes, sir.
I can. I guess, Mendiola, what would be the schedule of the moving of the early college for this? I haven't seen it, and I feel, it's been over 5 months since we put it into policy for us to go ahead and approve it.
Correct.
And I would like to start seeing some moving,
Correct.
I'm not saying everything, but I know certain departments, like the curriculum or some, already into these facilities, because, we're running out of time.
Right.
And I think, I feel we're dragging feet. Do you happen to have that schedule or, what we're?
The schedule would be based on all of these improvements. Once these improvements are approved by you all and the budget is approved, then we can move forward. But we need it, which is one of the items on the agenda, is to move forward with the costs to prep all the buildings so we can begin to move in.
So right now, there's no department that would be able to be moving right now?
No, sir. We have to fix, like the HR building, we're gonna have to build some walls to create more offices. And the curriculum building, we have an air quality test that we already completed.
Correct.
And so based on that air quality test, we have to comply with the necessary.
Are any of those buildings being used before this?
No, they are already vacated. We did the HR.
But they were being used prior?
Oh, yes, they were. Yes,
So
they were.
why was there no concern of the air quality of those that were being used when we had our employees in there? Now we're getting other employees in. Why are we worrying about that now?
So the air quality test was done at the curriculum office, and you can explain what happened with that air quality test. I believe that was prior to your time. And
The air quality test, the results that we got recently just calls for washing of the coils, pretty much maintenance of the HVAC system. Those are those are manageable. And those can be done.
But I believe prior to you taking over, there was an air quality test done? And
There was
with
no findings.
There was no findings.
There was some health concerns, but when the air quality, now I don't have the actual test results, this is just a hearsay, that no findings there was no findings. I worked at that department, so we weren't asked to vacate the building, so I'm assuming that the results were.
So we were able to start using that facility?
Yes, and we do have textbooks in there have we already moved out of that building?
No, ma'am, we have now moved out the textbook
So,
department.
Would that be
Okay.
in the time schedule that you
Yes.
should have?
Yes.
Where we can start, how
Yes.
about the old administration building?
The old administration building, that one is used as a food pantry, and and I need that approved by the board. It's also on the list of who is moving to what building.
So when are you gonna present that to us?
Yes, it will be presented tonight, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Ms. Mendiola, this is May, and I think the board had passed the motion. According to George Chen, then the board had to support the motion.
Yes, sir.
And here we are in May, no incremental movement at all?
We have made some movements. As I mentioned, we have to move out the textbooks. We moved out the HR building was being used as a COVID test site, so they've already moved out, and we're going to begin. I did not want to begin any of the construction until the total amount was approved and the cost is budgeted for, because all these moves were not budgeted. They were not part of our budgeted items. So until the board has approved the entire budget and approved the relocation to where we're going to move to, then we can proceed. And all those action items are on the agenda for tonight.
I'm kind of concerned because, the incremental part of it, just at least, I would say something, move a desk at least, but that's just me and my humor.
Rolly, how old are the roofs? When was the last time they were replaced?
For the vacant buildings?
No, for the buildings that are being used and going to be used.
I don't have any record on that. I would have to go into books and research.
But it's safe to say that they need to be replaced or fixed.
The administration building, the old administration building does have major leaks. We have not had that roof assessed yet, but, if we can move in, we're going to have to move in regardless. But we know that the old administration building for sure has leaks. We did a walkthrough and we saw that, but that's not on the list of priority to fix that roof. Because adults are moving in, we can, we'll cope with it. As far as leaks in the HR building, there are no leaks. And as far as the curriculum building?
No leaks.
No leaks.
So the HR building is a air quality issue? The old HR, old administration?
There's no air quality
the old-
issues, right?
No, at the old HR building across the police
No, not
department.
the HR building, I'm sorry, the old administration. At the old administration where the food pantry,
The food pantry,
Yeah.
no,
No? Okay.
Well, we haven't
No.
had that assessed, sir.
No, we haven't, no, we got it
need to have
assessed.
it
We haven't
assessed.
received the results.
Okay.
But you've had staff in there. You've
Yes.
had staff in there for the what? For 3 years already? 2 years at most?
What
And
kind?
so-
Pantry, 2 years.
2 years. So that's, those employees there, they've been kind of working with that. It's doable, so.
It's doable.
If it's
We
good
can
enough
move in.
then?
Yes, ma'am.
If it's
That-
good enough,
That's why I
it's
said
good
we,
enough now.
yes. We're not worried about the roof leaks at the old
Okay.
administration building. We can move in.
Okay,
Yes.
Let me ask, will our roofs pass insurance inspections?
I can't answer that question. I'm not an insurance, I'm not involved in any type of,
Is our insurance covering our roofs right now?
It should cover our roofs.
Okay, so if we were to
But-
file a claim, we could get some help from the insurance company due to any weather-related issues?
I know that claims were filed before I came in when we had that big flood. And whatever we recuperated at that time, that was it.
Okay.
So-
Right now, we don't have any roof exclusions on any of our buildings that are being used?
I would need to verify that with our property insurance
Okay.
to see if there is some exclusions. Yes, sir, we will.
Make a note of that, please?
Yes,
Very
I have my purchasing director here who will look into that with our property insurance to see
Because,
what
I
roofs
mean,
are
whether we
excluded.
move or not, I mean, the roof is, it's very important to make sure our roofs are in place and enforced. It's very important. It's the foundation. It's like just as important as the foundation. So if there's issues, it could cause more problems if there's leaks, water's coming in, could cause problems with mold, the walls, flooring. It could escalate. Would you agree?
yes, sir.
Okay. Just wanted it on record. It's like maintenance, it's like, your tires wear out, you need to put in new tires. So, okay.
How many employees would go in with the HR? in the
We have
HR
that
building?
we have that listed in one of the action items. I have the listing. I don't have it memorized, but it's
Okay,
one of the
we're gonna-
action,
we're
it's
gonna-
one of the
we're gonna
action
discuss
items.
it.
We need,
Yes.
we need that list.
Yes,
fair
and
enough.
I had presented it, I did a presentation, I believe, 2 months ago to show where everybody was going, but now I'm bringing it to the board for approval.
Okay.
On this list, administration building, remove walls for, where is that? Or
Which,
the very last item?
which,
says- Oh,
in the blue section?
Yes, the phase projects presentation.
Okay,
What
I'm
is,
sorry.
Removing walls.
It's right up there on Mr.
The demo office walls to cover it.
Oh, here at the administration building?
Oh, this one?
We
Here?
have 4 classrooms that were,
Oh.
we had dividers and walls were built, so we would have to remove those walls.
Okay, okay. And our intercom system.
Okay. Any more comments, guys?
Yes, I have a comment.
Sure.
Okay, so we're talking about making sure that we're talking about making sure that we start moving now. This has been a practice of some of these board members, that we make a decision and they want things done overnight. We are considering the children, but are we forgetting about the staff? We're gonna have to put them in buildings that are well-equipped, AC works, desks are there, Wi-Fi works, everything. You don't just put somebody there just because. And you smile because it's like no big deal.
No, I'm smiling
But I'm
because-
talking about we are
Let her
not
finish.
considering
Let her finish.
the staff.
Por favor.
We are such in a hurry to get this project done because we're trying to please other people that we're not thinking of the whole district, of our staff. What is wrong with everybody? We make decisions like this like it's no big freaking deal. I might not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but I have a lot of common sense, and I know better than to just say, let's just put so-and-so in there. They've been there 3 years, they've managed, so what? I don't think so. I don't think so, guys. That's not what we were elected to do. We were not just elected to take care of the kids. We were elected to take care of them as well. Whether you care or not, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it. That's my opinion. I'm sure I'm going to get overruled on that, but
Well, we're not
we have,
deliberating.
we
Ms.
have,
Trevino, we're not
we have,
deliberating,
we
ma'am.
have gone
We're
through
not
this
deliberating,
over and
ma'am.
over again. Ms. Mendiola has told us that we have, it's a step-by-step process. Nothing that they've done here is a surprise to us. She has brought
Mr.
everything
Viola,
to the
this-
table.
we shouldn't be deliberating, ma'am. It should be
She has
questions
brought
and
it,
comments, ma'am.
he opened up the discussion.
Well,
She
it's
has
not-
brought
it hasn't
she
been
has brought-
overnight.
I'm not done, Mr. Howell.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She has brought it to us. We all knew it was gonna take time. And to just say we're gonna put these people in there, our staff, just because, is wrong. That's my opinion, and I think it's just bluntly wrong.
Are you done?
I am.
Okay. It's not overnight. I mean, we've been,
Guys,
It's
we're
been 5
deliberating,
months.
guys. This is a presentation. Please ask questions, have comments and stuff, but let's not get into the realm of deliberation.
Ms. Mendiola, have you, and I'm glad Rachel said about talking about the faculty, the teachers, Ms. Mendiola, have you talked to the principal there at the early college about what would be needed for that campus? Have you seen what they were gonna do? Have you done a survey to go ahead and check?
Of what would be needed for this campus?
Yeah, for them to come over, like, if they were to come over, what would be needed?
I-
Like, I'm saying
yes.
here, they're gonna demo that office walls to convert back to a
Correct.
classroom.
Correct.
Have you checked with
Yes.
Ms. Venecia, where they might need that extra 4 offices maybe in that room?
Yes, sir, we have. We know the number of classrooms that are needed.
No,
and
but
we know
have you
that-
talked to her?
Yes, yes, we
And to find
have.
out what is needed and stuff?
Yes, sir, we have.
You know,
Mhm.
I think that is very important.
have.
for-
I'm going to interject, guys. Guys, this is a presentation, questions, some comments. We still got to work through the agenda, guys. So let's just focus on the presentation, guys. And we'll get to the point where we have deliberation, we'll have discussions. Mr. Herrera, you may proceed, sir.
Before you proceed,
Go ahead.
Mr. Herrera, I just want to.
Yes, sir. I
Is this on?
apologize, Mr. Gosa, you have the floor, sir.
I just wanted to verify, so, you already had a plan from what I see regarding roof repairs and things like that. I think that was one of the biggest factors, if I'm not mistaken, with the high school, correct?
Correct.
As far as where early college was being accommodated, you already had a plan to correct some of those situations.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now, from what I see here, we're spending $2.15 million, $2,150,000 on unbudgeted repairs or it's unbudgeted. And those are the things that are going to be needed in order to accommodate this move from Mecca over to this facility. Is that correct?
That's what's being recommended, yes.
Okay, and just for clarification, Ms. Mendiola, this 2.1 does not include the other costs associated with personnel?
That is correct, sir.
CNS, bus drivers, things of that nature. Does this impact, having them here, is that going to impact, I guess, instructional time and
As
have
well, yes.
implications of transferring students back and forth?
Yes, I believe that back in February or March, I presented, I believe it was February, I presented the number of staff that will be needed for the cafeteria here, the number of bus drivers, the amount of routes, the amount of fuel, and what was it, the last part that you just mentioned?
Instructional time?
The instructional time. Yes, all of that was mentioned in my presentation. And again, this is why we're presenting what's been budgeted for, what is unbudgeted, and all of the projects in the district that are still pending. And so when we have changes to the budget, obviously, we have to prepare for that.
Mhm.
And I like to plan in advance, which is what we've been doing since 2019. All of our projects, all of our facility improvements come in phases, and this is what we're presenting. So although the board did pass the relocation, it wasn't budgeted for, and now we are presenting a budget, which obviously takes time, and then we don't have actual cost. Most of these costs are projected, estimates. As I mentioned, only 3 items thus far, and of course, the roof is the big one. We can't move students into a building until the roof is ready. That is my biggest fear. And so that roof estimate just came in 2 weeks ago. That was the big one, as I said, the big ticket item. And again, we plan in phases. We have to create a budget. We put a plan in place, and that way everything runs as smooth as possible.
Okay, but
Mr. Herrera.
like I
Did-
guys, one at a
real-
time.
Real quick, Mr. Herrera, when the early college, or Ms. Mendiola actually, when the students were moved to the high school, the G Hall, did we have leaks in that room, in that hallway?
We've had leaks.
So we
Correct.
knew, moving the students there, that there was leaks. And so what did we do? What did you all do when we would have heavy
We started
rainfall?
having roof assessments, roofers going out there to do an assessment. However, they all had different recommendations. And so the best route that the district could take at that point was to get a true roof assessment, to get an actual qualified engineering firm to give us the route. We could all take, we could say, let's take this route for repairs and do something temporarily, but we knew it was important for us to utilize the disaster funding and maximize the actual purpose of it, and that's to repair it the correct way. Going out with Robert Kirchner was the best recommendation that I had, that we had, in order to move forward with those repairs.
So going back to, and if I can elaborate on that.
Well, can I just finish
Yes,
my
ma'am, go ahead.
question?
I'm sorry.
No, thank you for the information. But what did you all do as maintenance, custodians, when there was heavy rainfall and that rain was coming down on those students and laptops and everything when they were in school?
We cleaned out
What did you all do?
the drains. We made sure that we tried our best to do what we could within in-house. The leaks that we currently have weren't there. They were there, but not as severe as they are right now. And we have the same situation with the G wing and the E wing at the high school because they're in the same condition. So it's both wings that were the greatest, and that's why they're being proposed for repairs, because it was obvious that those were the ones that needed immediate attention.
Thank you.
Okay, could I make a comment? Okay, so move or no move, the roofs need to be fixed. It's called pride of ownership. So that's important for everybody to know, that these roofs need to be fixed. If your house has a roof, a bad roof, and needs to be replaced, it needs to be done. So, I just don't want to confuse that cost. People thinking, hey, we're moving, so we're having to fix the roof now, because that's misleading. The roofs need to be fixed regardless.
Correct.
It's called pride of ownership.
So.
And if I may,
Can
I guess,
okay.
So that it's clear, that's not what I was stating, because what I was stating is we have a plan in place
Yes,
that
sir.
was going to address that based on our funding abilities. So if you want your roof replaced, you got to have the financial resources to do it. And if you don't have it, then you got to find another means, and that's kind of
Well,
what
that's
we
why
were
we
doing.
have insurance.
Not necessarily. I have insurance and they don't cover my claims. They say it's wear and tear, they find their way out of it. So it doesn't work.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's
So-
why we need to fix it to.
And there
that
has
way
to be
we
a
don't have-
storm.
That's why.
There has to be a storm in order, there has to be a storm in order for that to happen. But anyway.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. So that's the issue that I see, is that things have to be planned out. We can't just shoot from the hip and go through this type of projects, which, are going to cause us to sacrifice certain things that we've worked very hard to get to at this point in time. Another important point that I think that needs to be made is one of the reasons, I guess, and maybe elaborate, Ms. Mendiola, on why the early college was relocated out of the old building to the high school.
Yes, sir. Again, for the same reason of the quality of that building and the leaks, the possible mold, lack of air conditioning, lack of heating, everything basically that we saw in our walkthrough.
Yeah, the walkthrough, and that's what I wanted to reiterate, is that we did do, as a board, we did a walkthrough through that facility. And I would never want any of our students to be in a place that was so dilapidated as that building. I think that building has reached its end of life. So I'm glad that you took the steps to move them to a better facility. Maybe it's not the ideal, but again, it's something that we planned and that we were moving forward to make sure that we could provide the best facilities for our students within our budget and in a timely process that we were doing to go ahead and work through these projects.
Okay.
Ms.
And
Mediola, real quick,
if
can
I
I
can,
add something
sir.
real quick?
Yes, sir.
Let
No,
me
go
follow
ahead.
up what Mr. Requestas brought up. Debilitated buildings. The only thing that you brought up, a word that caught my attention, and this is in reference to what Mr. Costa brought up. You said fear. Can you elaborate? What do you mean by fear? Because am I really worried right now? Because
The safety of that building was always in question.
What building
As
is that? What
the previous early college, I believe that's what the question was?
Mhm.
The
Yes,
previous
ma'am,
early
the
college
previous-
Okay,
building.
so do you have fear about this building as well?
I do, yes, I do.
But you
For
have
students.
staff.
I have staff here, that is correct. I have staff here that we deal with the tiles falling, we deal with the leaky roofs, we deal with the sewer smell, but we're adults and we've able to manage. My priority are students as far as the safety. Of course, staff is definitely a priority, but we're not as many as, 400 individuals in one building. And so, again, staff and students definitely are a priority. I do fear the leaks in this roof. Again, tiles have fallen on a couple of our staff members, and I believe they're present here tonight. We're a little more careful.
Okay.
We're a little more careful.
Ma'am,
But
can I ask you something?
Yes.
Have you ever taught in the portable?
yes, I have. Yes, I
And what
have.
was your take? What was your conclusion? of the study?
It's not ideal, but you can put me in any building and I can teach in any classroom, any portable. I've done it before. I have staff who have done it and did a quality job regardless of the facility that they're in.
So, ma'am, correct me if I'm wrong, you prefer being in a building than being in a portable?
No, I can teach in any building, sir.
Well, which
And I
would you
can work in
prefer?
any building.
Which one would you prefer?
As long as I am able to teach and I have the resources, I can do it in a classroom, I can do it in a portable, I can do it in an auditorium. Wherever you place me, I will provide the best quality instruction for my students.
Well, my comment is, I'll be real honest, I've been 33 years teaching math, I prefer being in a building. Because to my personal opinion about it, I'm not deliberating, my comments about it is about,
At the
the
portables,
quality of the students. And again, this is an issue that we're having right now, Ms. Mendiola. It's just, 5,100 students, we're at 3,800, So, again, that's a comment, that's a discussion that we're having with Ms. Mendiola about it.
the portables,
Go ahead,
now,
sir.
when it rains, the students walk outside through that,
That is correct.
in through the rain?
That is correct. Yes, sir.
Uh,
Mhm.
You know,
I taught in a building, yes, I understand.
And I understand you can,
Mhm.
and it wouldn't bother you, but parents, that have their child and stuff, that pay money, their taxes and stuff, they want to go ahead and make sure that their student can walk to one class to the other, not having to go through rain.
I agree.
And for me, that's where, I know you
And-
can teach anywhere you can and not a problem, but when students have to walk in the rain, or they don't send them outside, right? I mean, they don't send them into the portable, they keep them in the cafeteria. If it's raining real hard, I would say they would do that, right?
Yes, sir.
So aren't they losing instructional time now?
If that
You know
does
what I'm saying?
occur,
So
yes.
they're losing instructional time there as well.
Mhm.
And we gotta look what is best, again, the staff and our students, but why only certain students have to go through that, everyone else?
Okay, and I'd like to answer that
And I
question,
know it's-
and if I can,
It's fine, I mean, I don't need a response back, but.
well,
that's-
I would like to
Okay.
answer that question, and I still want to answer on the funding. The project, if you look at the project list of what we've completed and what still needs to be completed, we had, I believe, a canopy that needed to be built at one of our elementaries, Mr. Herrera, because they also had the same situation of walking from the outside to another.
Hinojosa Elementary was completed this year.
Hinojosa lacked a canopy as well for years. for the students to walk into the next building, so they would have to go through the rain. I believe Harold is also under the same condition because they do have an outside sixth grade building. Is that correct, Mr. De Anda? And so students have to walk through the rain to get to the building outside of Harold. So those are all on our project list. All of these projects are a priority, and that's why we do them in phases, and we're prioritizing every single campus. And so there are canopies that need to be built around our district. Also, I would like to go back to the funding. I think this is important for the record. I would say at the end of 2020, 2021, or middle end, and Delia can refresh my memory, the disaster pennies were announced to us, I believe, towards the end of the school year 21. Right around summertime when budget was being developed for this coming school year, for 21-22. We were excited to hear about that because these disaster pennies were approved by the trustees. It added 3 cents, so we were able to collect about $700,000, which we haven't collected yet, but we're hoping to collect the $700,000. So that is one source of funding that now has allowed us to move forward with these projects. The roof, because we know the roofs leak. And then in 2021 as well, the ESSER funding was announced. The ESSER funding has brought financial relief to the district, tremendous financial relief. And because of the disaster pennies, because of the ESSER 2 and ESSER 3 funding, we are now able to move forward with a lot of these projects that otherwise we may have had to go out for a bond in order to complete the roofing projects, which you see are over $2 million. That would have taken us years to accumulate that much money. And so again, thanks to the ESSER funding and the disaster pennies, which we were able to use just this year, we hired an engineer, we did things the right way, we're going through the roof assessments, now we have the specs that we're going to send out, and even with the disaster pennies, I want to clarify, even with the disaster pennies and the ESSER 3, we're still going to lack funding.
Ms. Mendiola, just on some of what I've heard right now, I just want a clarification. We do have portable buildings at Harold Middle School,
That is correct.
and we don't have a band hall, we don't have a gymnasium.
That is
at
correct,
okay.
sir.
Now, our student athletes that walk to the field house, walk to the softball field for practice and all that, there's no canopies that
There's,
shelter
at
them.
Mercedes High School, there are no canopies to get to the field house, to the gym, to any of the fields. That is
Okay.
correct.
And if canopies were an issue, I'm noticing here that a canopy at Hinojosa Elementary was $3,000. I think that would be probably a more effective use of our funds.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Mr. Joe.
The last page, we have the budgeted project, which is a total of $1,713,103. The unbudgeted costs outlined here are the unbudgeted projects total, which is $448,826.47. Unbudgeted balance for roof projects is $1,862,177. The MECA administration relocation cost is $2,150,005.32. A total of $3,143,468.79.
Thank you, Mr. Herrera.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Any
you,
more
sir.
comments, guys? Questions? Okey-doke. Okay, moving along to presentation C3, health insurance and cost analysis by Delia Garcia. Ms. Mignola.
Yes, Ms. Garcia.
Good evening, Mr. Board President, trustees, Superintendent Ms. Mendiola, and community. Before you is a brief presentation on the status of the Health Insurance Fund at the end of April 2022. The health insurance revenue contributions are shown for the last 5 years. In 2017-2018, the
the year Mercedes became self-funded, 13 months' worth of revenue is reflected in the graph. A total of $6.3 million in revenue was realized, and 862 lives were insured. The district's monthly contribution was $495.88 per employee per month. In 2019-2020, the monthly contribution was raised to $575 to increase revenue, but the number of employees began to decrease. As a result, revenue decreased in 2020-2021 despite the increase in the district's contribution. It is estimated that the plan will generate $5.4 million in revenue for the current year. As reflected, revenue contributions have slowly decreased. The health insurance claim history demonstrated in this slide shows increases in claims over the years. In the last 2 years, the plan has incurred higher claims even though the number of lives insured have decreased, and the cost has been COVID. Plan changes were made to reduce costs, but the increase in utilization due to COVID-19 have netted out the gains. Currently, the plan is projected to have approximately $3.8 million in claims. This is considerably higher than the first 3 years, where the claims ranged around $3 million. Here are the prescription costs. In September of 2021, the pharmacy benefit manager was changed from Express Scripts to Veris RX, which helped the district save money while also helping employees with their prescription costs. Currently, employee benefits consultants implemented a zero copay on generic medications at HEB Pharmacy, saving money to our employees. Additionally, the consultant has assisted the district with obtaining rebates that are owed from Express Scripts. In May of this year, the district received $60,000 in prescription rebates. As can seen in the graph, year to date, we have $529,000 spent on prescription costs. Next are the administrative costs. United Healthcare administrative costs per employee decreased on the slide. That last bar graph should reflect $42.63. And so at the end of April, our total administrative cost is $331,000 that have been paid out, and this decrease in cost has saved the district $42,000.
I'm sorry, just for clarification, that last column that says 331,277, that's $42?
No, the 46.63 cents per insured, that is supposed to say $42.63.
Yes, but on the last column, the one that's 331,377?
The
that's
2122
Right.
column?
Yeah,
That's the current year-to-date cost as of April.
I understand, but I guess the way Ms. Mendiola explained it, the 2122 column, that one, excuse me, is 42?
Yes, that should
Okay.
reflect $42.63.
Okay, thank you.
Per employee per month.
Yep.
The cost savings have been realized also in the stop-loss premiums due to the plan changes that have been made. In 2017-2018, the district paid a premium of $1.2 million, and stop-loss coverage began after the first $100,000 that are incurred by a single employee. Increasing the stop-loss amount to $150,000 helped curtail the increase in 2020. In the current fiscal year, the stop-loss carrier has been changed as well with the help of our benefits consultant, and the district has been able to save $22 per employee per month. The stop-loss premiums decreased approximately from $80,000 to $55,000 with an annual savings of $281,000. Now we will take a look at the health insurance fund balance and how it has fluctuated over the last 5 years. In 2017-2018, the district ended with $862,000 in fund balance. In the following year, the fund balance decreased by $131,000, then it increased by $600,000 when COVID started due to the reduced utilization because of the lockdown and the lack of accessibility of elective procedures. So that year, our fund balance went up. And then the following year, utilization began, and our fund balance dipped by $440,000. And currently, in this fiscal year, it's also, dipping by $234,000. The next slide represents the fund balance at the end of each of the fiscal years. COVID had a significant impact on our health insurance claims, and they rapidly increased. As can be seen in 2020, 2021, our fund balance began to decrease. So the cost savings that have been incurred with plan design changes have been consumed by the increased utilization. Currently, our fund balance is approximately 1.5 months, and ideally, we should have at least 2 months' worth of fund balance to cover the monthly claims. Finally, on the last slide, we see how the plan design changes that were recommended by our health insurance consultant have resulted in savings of over $1 million. In March, as I've mentioned, in March, we received $30,000 from United Healthcare as a credit, and our consultant helped us obtain that money, as well as the $60,000 that I mentioned before on the prescriptions from Express Scripts. Pharmacy costs of $310,000 were also mitigated by moving from Express Scripts to Veris RX, and an additional $42,000 were saved in administrative fees. Had the claims not spiked due to COVID, the health insurance fund would have seen the benefits of the plan design changes, but the spike in utilization netted out some of those savings.
What was the total savings again?
Approximately $1 million.
Nice.
Ms. Garcia, sorry to interrupt, Michelle. You're saying savings or cost mitigation?
Cost mitigation. And
Cost mitigation. So.
and savings and premiums that were paid, like to the stop loss carrier.
So, Ms. Mendiola, if we hadn't had that intervention, and just like it was yesterday, not having the same agent of record, not having the same consultant, technically, we would have been
In the red.
paying almost $1 million.
In the hole, that's correct.
In the red.
So, I want that to be on the record, and I want to commend Ms. Mignola and your staff and the board to stepping up to the plate and looking out for the best interests of the school district. Because that cost wasn't just 1 year. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Mignola. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Garcia. That type of cost was not 1 year, but 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And I'm on the record asking Rachel Means to give me that data, because I think the taxpayers of Mercedes deserve the truth. Now, this is rhetorical, Mr. Torres. Does Rachel Means work for Ms. Mendiola or works for the board?
Works for the board and the district, yes, sir.
So, any of these board members can call up Rachel Means and says, ma'am, I'd like to see the longitudinal cost of dealing with certain vendors. Is that fair?
See the reason why not, if it's readily available to her.
Okay, I'm for the record, I'm going to go and ask her that question, because I think the taxpayers need to know the truth. Now, we're talking about cost. Well, I think we found some funding, and that's my humble opinion about it. Go ahead, Ms. Garcia.
Well, the funding in the health insurance fund cannot be used for other purposes, because when funding goes into the health insurance fund, it is district-wide with all our funding sources, including federal grants.
Correct. The only thing is, I'm talking about the vendors',
Okay.
Cost. That's all I'm referring to.
Okay.
So I have a question regarding the fact that we are negative or projected right now negative 234,000 health fund balance. And we're depleting, I guess, that fund balance. We've seen it decreasing from 1920 going forward. What happens when we deplete that? Where are we going to subsidize that fund from?
That would have to come from our local funding sources,
So from our general fund?
from our general fund. That's
Okay.
correct.
So that's something that you said we have already about a month and a half left. So I guess it's either going to come from our local funding, or we would have to raise the premium for our employees?
Right.
generate more
But as
revenue?
of right now, there's adequate funding because we're going to continue to fund it from now to the end of the school year.
Mhm.
If our claims stay constant, then we should be okay at the end of the year. But if our claims continue to spike and they exceed the revenue that we generate monthly, then yes, it will eventually deplete our fund balance.
Mhm. I guess one of the concerns that I saw that you mentioned was that the number of insured is also decreasing.
Right.
So if the number of insured is decreasing and we're seeing an increase in the cost, it's probably, some major claims maybe that are associated with this. So I guess, maybe I don't know, are we looking into some sort of preventative type care to try and maybe catch some of those instances before, so that we can try and mitigate some of those expenses, find those underlying conditions maybe before they become a serious issue?
Well, in our current fiscal year, we had over 1 million plus in claims just for COVID.
Mhm.
So it was a result of the
Of COVID.
pandemic.
Okay.
And all the vaccines, all the hospitalizations, everything that had to do with COVID, that itself, apart from regular medical conditions, affected the fund this year.
Okay.
But that hopefully, once COVID dies off a little, we see a decrease in claims because COVID did have a big impact.
Okay, thank you.
I have a quick question. Ms. Mendola, so we have two options, right? Self-funded, or we can just go to the market. Any conversation with Ms. Rachel Means about
Yes.
just,
She will be, that will be part of the insurance committee
Okay.
presentation that I have scheduled next week.
perfect. Go ahead, Ms. Garcia.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Any other questions, guys, comments?
No, but thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you,
Mendola.
Delia.
Thank you. Okay, moving along, guys. We are at presentations 4, Mental Health Awareness Walk by Cristina Sauceda, LPC Associate. Ms. Mendola.
Yes, Ms. Sauceda will be presenting.
So after all the fun stuff, I wanted to present on a mental health awareness walk that we will be having on behalf of Safe Schools for the district and the community. We partnered with community and the city also. And so we are offering a mental health awareness walk where our schools are going to participate. We purchased banners for each school that they can hang outside on their gate. And we will be doing a 1-mile walk at Tiger Stadium. That's going to be led by our drum lines from the high school. And if you see here, it says counseling information will be available. The biggest thing that we wanted to make sure was that we provided our community and our students and our parents with adequate resources as we start looking into the summer to make sure that they have the resources for counseling should they choose to, or if they would like to continue counseling throughout the summer. That's something that we really want to make sure that they know that they have that available to them so that it can be sustained till we come back next year. It will be tomorrow at 6:30 to 7:30. Like I said, at Tiger Stadium. We will also be having fruit snacks that we had Miss Adriana Gonzalez with culinary. She helped us out a lot with that. So we'd like to thank her for that. Miss Lisa Cantu, helping us with the parental liaisons. They're going to be out there also assisting us. And our principals for the support, because I know that they, really pushed it for the schools. And so it really shows that our community and our schools and our students and our parents can come together for something that's really, really important, that we really took a big hit, I think, across the board, not just in Mercedes, just everywhere. And so we really encourage the students to come out, and as you see, it says, let's fight the stigma today. I think that's really important, that it's something we talk about, and that the kids hear it from us, and that they know that we're not afraid to talk about it, and that it's a very open conversation, and that's gonna start with our participation. And this is the first mental health awareness walk for Mercedes, so I think it's gonna have a good statement for our schools and for our community to show that we are here to support them in any way possible. Does anybody have any questions?
No,
Comments?
just thank you for putting this together.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, presentation by graduation plan by Ricardo Hinojosa, MHS principal, and Ms. G. Venencia, early college principal. Ms. Mendiola?
Yes, Mr. Hinojosa, Ms. Venecia.
Good evening once again. All right, we're going to present the graduation plan that's 2.5 weeks away. So right now, graduation is set for Tiger Stadium. So stadium capacity, to review a little numbers here. Home site capacity is under normal conditions, has about, can seat 4,200. Visitor side, 2,200. So with those numbers and the things that are getting better with the COVID situation, and we're proceeding in normal conditions, we will have no limits on seating for graduation, because we're going to be using both sides of the stadium. So we're going to be going to that. We'll show you a little bit what the plan is. So again, if there's any concerns about seating, it's first come, first served seating. So and we'll have a little slide here what time we're going to open up here. Anticipated number for seniors graduating is 360.
Next slide. Okay, so the stage will be placed on the north side of the football field at Tiger Stadium by the north goalpost, and the graduates will be facing north toward the stage. And so then you have the audience on both sides of the stadium, so everybody's able to see. The speakers will be facing the students, and so the audience can also see the speakers, all the speakers speaking. So that's why we wanted to make that change.
Yeah, we're going to be utilizing a sound system that we're getting that will be for both sides. I know we have the sound system for the stadium, but we also want the everybody sitting on stage with the guest board that be able to hear the speeches and the students also. So this will be good. So right now, graduations will enter the procession that we're planning is we start off by housing them in the new gym. We'll come around through the Fieldhouse area. So once we have all our students from, again, Mercedes High School, early college, and Mr. Juan Garza is here also from the academy. We have all the students lined up. We'll have an order already arranged where they're going to be seating. Graduates will enter the stadium through the south side, proceed through the middle of the walkway area, and of course, they'll be seating northward toward the stage, and they'll be assigned to either side, the west side or the east side of the field. So that's the plan, and we usually have kind of the early college, which will be on the east side. So that some of the parents want to say, well, I want to be closer to my graduate, and that'll be on the visitor side. And then, of course, vice versa for the high school, they can go to that area on the west side.
And then the acceptance of the diploma and exiting off the stage. So the graduates will be asked to stand to begin to file in line to accept their diploma. We're going row by row. All graduates will be lining up to go up to the stage from the east side of the stage and then proceeding west across the stage. And so those of you that have gone to the college presentations of the diplomas, we're following that lead as well. Upon receiving their diploma, students will shake hands with a board member and then stop to take their photo with our high school principal. And then the students will continue walking across the stage, exiting on the west side and proceeding to take their seat. And so this year we do have a bigger stage, correct, Mr. Herrera? It is a 28 by 32. So we do have decorations and everything ready to go
for this stage for this coming school year.
All right, so recession of the graduates, when we exit, again, we will, upon conclusion, we'll go ahead and when the graduation finishes, graduates will exit the same way they came in, and they will gather around the south side field by the goalpost. So at that time, like we've done in the past, we started letting the families in. We already talked to Coach Adame, and we've done it before anyway, so we'll be on the south side, where graduates can take photos with their families and friends, and we'll give them some time. And that's a little bit more lit area than going all the way towards the field house area. It's a little darker. So we're gonna stay in the field area, the track area right there on the south side, where the students will be able to take some photos.
And one other thing that we were working with Mr. Canales and Ms. Veronica Bustamante with the safety piece of it. And so there's also the graduation plan. This will be posted if it isn't already. And it does have the amount of security guards, the amount of police officers, and where they're going to be housed at. And Mr. Canales has been taking care of that. So this is ready to go.
And we'd like to thank Mr. Herrera, Mr. Handy, that we've been meeting together, and Mr. Canales for the safety of everything for graduation. So, you know, we're expecting a really, really beautiful graduation there at Tiger Stadium on June 3rd.
Plan B.
Yeah, we got to still think about Plan B in case weather comes along, but, you know, Plan B is, and we already made arrangements. We talked to Mr. Canales, helped us out with the stock show grounds. That is our Plan B, so we can have a covered area. Of course, those decisions are with the administration and our central office, our superintendent, and Safe Schools, and Mr. Herrera. We make a decision by looking at the weather during the week. We got to make a decision, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, we got to make a decision right then, because it's, you know, getting the stage and stuff laid out like we did last year. We got to make the decision soon. We might make a decision, everything's looks like it's going to rain, and then Friday it's a beautiful day, but we already have everything set up at Star grounds. We got to roll with graduation. So that's Plan B for graduation. So yeah, and the lightning stuff. So we got to be ready for those type of situations. And we do have a Plan A. We're going to go with A, and we're ready for Plan B if necessary. Thank you. Any questions?
Yes, I have a question. So if you go with Plan B, are you going to limit seating since is it smaller there?
That's a good question. When we did it last time at the stock show grounds, we had plenty room. Okay. I don't think we should set a limit either.
Okay.
I think there's plenty of room. They have the backstage, they have the back seating. I think there's plenty of room there. I couldn't give you the number, but what I saw last year, we're saying no limit.
Okay.
No limit.
Just the parking issue at the livestock show. But
Right.
I know it's a city thing, so.
Correct. And we will have, hospitality for the guest, board and guest, and we'll try to, and if it's a nice warm day, we'll try to take care of our graduates too with water and that type of stuff. So we're expecting a really great, beautiful, bring it back to load up Tiger Stadium for graduation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, guys, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, guys, moving along with the action agenda. A, Business Office. 1, discussion and possible action to approve the resolution authorizing the transfer of unassigned fund balance from General Fund 199 to committed fund balance for the Mercedes Early College Academy relocation projects. Ms. Mendiola.
Mr. Chairman, administration is recommending approval of the resolution authorizing the transfer of unassigned fund balance from the General Fund 199 to committed fund balance for Mercedes Early College Academy relocation projects.
Okay, we have a recommendation from the superintendent. May I entertain a motion, guys?
Motion?
Okay, a motion from Mr. Martinez. May I have a second?
Second?
Okay, I have a second from Ms. Delgado. Okay, discussion, guys, if you wish.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and discuss.
Yes, sir,
I
go ahead,
think,
Mr. Costa, you have the floor.
Yes, I just wanted to reiterate some things. I know that I just have a question regarding moving the money over to accommodate the move that is coming from our fund balance. Is that going to impact our first rating?
I can't predict that. It just depends on the number of days that we have when we turn it, when our audit is complete.
Okay.
So there is a certain number of days
Mhm.
in order to score a 10, which is the highest. So I can't predict how many days we'll have at that time.
And since we went ahead and passed a balanced budget, and now we're increasing our cost and transferring money out of our fund balance, does that impact our first reading?
That may impact, and I believe Delia can explain a little bit on what we have to turn into TEA with regards to once the board approves a balanced budget, and then we have to transfer funds out of the fund balance, how does that impact us, or what impact might it have, if any?
There's two indicators, and both indicators have to do with the number of days available and the fund balance, and what percentage that fund balance decreases. So there are different variables that affect our budget and our ending increase or decrease to the fund balance, unbudgeted items, things that go over, salaries. So once everything gets closed out at the end of August 31st, that's when we, pretty much determine how much money we're going to end up having.
Okay. All right. And so I guess, just for the record, I want to indicate a couple of things so that the community is aware as to why I would not be supportive of this. And first is the possible impact to our first rating. That's something that we've been working on, trying to improve our rating over the last couple of years. Everybody was very critical, I guess, of our fund balance and where we were at. And here we are going to be decreasing it for approximately 15 days by transferring this money. The other item that we have is that we have received some ESSER funding because of COVID. That's fixing to end fairly quick, and therefore that's going to incur a little bit of additional cost with the district. Earlier today, we heard that our fund balance for our medical plan is decreasing, and if we needed to subsidize that, that would come out of our fund balance, further impacting what we've been working on diligently to try and improve. CNS fund balance, I think, is going to be impacted as well. We're in a period of time right now where we are seeing inflation. Gas prices are rising, fuel costs are rising. That's going to be a direct impact to all sorts of commodities that we are going to have in our district. We got to provide transportation. We're lacking bus drivers that we cannot really acquire at this point in time. There's going to be additional bus routes that are going to increase our use of diesel and maintenance on our buses, which is also increasing. I need to protect the interest of the community. We've heard a couple of the comments that portable buildings are an issue, while we have other campuses like Harrell that have portable buildings. We've heard, that we need canopies because students can get wet, but we have other facilities that require canopies as well. And if those are the issues, I think we saw that a canopy can be built for $3,000. That would certainly be a lot more logical, in my opinion, in using our funds and continue to build our fund balance, because in this point in time, we don't really know what the future holds for our district. We have decreasing enrollment, which means that we might be receiving less funding as well. And I think it's basically irresponsible to spend the $2.2 million. I think that we could acquire that money, keep it in our fund balance, and over time come up with a better plan, maybe build a new facility that would be located on the high school property, which would be better served to our students and help our community save money. And that's why I do not support, and I'm sorry, Ms. Mendiola, this is your recommendation. I cannot support that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Costa. Any comments, guys? Any more discussion, guys? Okay, we have a motion from Mr. Martinez, a second by Ms. Delgado. So all in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have, anyone opposing to the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Garza? Okay. It was 4-3, the motion passes. Moving on to action agenda 2A, T09. Tony, do you have to read both of them, right? Can we do it at the same time?
Yeah, we can do it at the same time.
Okay. Discussion possible action of the tax resolution of the tax resale for the properties described as follows. T09-07-B, account number V0575-02000-0020-00. Lot 20 via the Palma subdivision, Unit 2, in addition to the city of Mercedes, Hidalgo County, Texas, according to the map or plat thereof, recorded in the volume of 42, page 147-B, map records of the Hidalgo County, Texas. B, T-0954-17-A, property code, GEO, C 7000-007-0008-00. Description: Track 1, Lot 8, Block 7, Colonia Garza, in addition to the city of Mercedes, Hidalgo County, Texas, according to the map or the plat thereof, recorded in the office of the county clerk of Hidalgo County, Texas. Ms. Mendiola.
Mr. Chairman, we have Mr. Jimmy Gonzalez with the firm of Linebarger here to present tonight.
Good evening, President Hernandez, Board of Trustees.
Hello, sir.
Superintendent Mendiola. I'm an attorney with Linebarger, and Linebarger, we're delinquent tax attorneys, and we're tasked with collecting delinquent taxes. Part of our duties are to call, make calls, make contact with your taxpayers. If that doesn't have any kind of resolution, we're also under the tax code allowed to file a lawsuit and initiate judgment against a particular property. If taxes are still not paid, we're allowed also to foreclose on that property. Now, in the foreclosure procedure, there's two ways we can do that: via public auction, which is the vast majority of how we auction off our property. Public auctions are best because they ensure the greatest returns to the district as bidding wars can occur. And number two, transparency. The public, anybody can bid on these properties and you can see who's bidding on them. And these two particular properties, they went to public auction. In public auction, there was no bids, so no one bid on them at all. When that happens, the property gets struck off, which means it goes to all the taxing entities. Mercedes ISD being one of them, Hidalgo County, one of them, City of Mercedes, South Texas College, South Texas ISD. So when that happens, they're not generating any more tax revenue for the district because they're owned by the entities. So at that point, the next thing that can happen is that we can sell this property again at tax resale. And at that point, we just try to take the highest bidder, which at times can be below what the fair market value is and below what the taxes owed, in this particular case, to McAllen ISD. What I'm asking you today is to consider a private sale, and that is done rarely. A private sale can be done in there's several different ways or different reasons why that happens. In this particular case, it's a private sale that I'm requesting you approve to the City of Mercedes. They're requesting these two properties, and they are actually paying fair market value. So the taxes that are owed on these particular properties to Mercedes ISD will be compensated in full. It won't be less, and for that particular reason, in particular, I'm asking the board to consider that and approve it. In my opinion, you can't get basically any better than that at this point. Again, these properties were not sold in initial auction. Are there any questions?
Just for clarification, it is Mercedes ISD, right? Not McAllen.
I'm sorry, did I say McAllen?
Yeah.
I
So it's
apologize,
just-
I'm looking
it's
at Mercedes right there. Yeah, Mercedes ISD. The City of Mercedes is buying this, and Mercedes ISD will be compensated fully on both of these accounts.
Okay.
I apologize.
No problem.
Any other questions?
Any questions, guys? Comments?
Mr. Chairman, administration is recommending approval of the tax resolution for tax resale of the properties as described.
Okay, we have a recommendation by Ms. Mendiola. May I entertain a motion, guys?
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Howe,
Second.
second from Mr. Costa. Any discussion, guys? None? Let's,
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
sir.
Have a good evening. Thank you.
all in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, moving along to 3, discussion possible action to award the Educational Consultant Services, RFP number 051022-367. Ms. Vignola.
Mr. Chairman, administration is recommending approval of educational consultant services, RFP number 051022-367.
Okay, we have a recommendation from the superintendent, guys. May I entertain a motion?
So moved.
Okay, I have motion from Mr. Garza. May I have a second?
Second?
Second from Ms. Trevino. Okay, guys, open for discussion. Any questions, comments, guys? No? Okay, all in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion passes. Okay. Action agenda 4, discussion possible action to award the food service consultant, RFP number 051022-368. Ms. Mignola.
Mr. Chairman, administration is not recommending any action on this item at this time.
Okay, I'm kind of intrigued. Not to deliberate at all, ma'am, but any particular reason, ma'am?
Yes, we received only 2 bids, and one of the bids didn't give us a actual consultant flat fee, which is what we were looking for. And so the one bid that we did receive doesn't have any projects locally that we can refer to, and I think the committee members can also answer any further questions if needed.
Oh. Okay, because in here in the supporting document, okay, no, I just saw one of the bids in there. Okay, moving along to, yeah, I lost my chain of thought here, hold on, guys. Action agenda, superintendent. B1, discussion and possible action on the relocation of the central office staff to other district facilities as presented during the April the 19th, 2022 board meeting. Ms. Mignola.
Mr. Chairman, we do have a list of the facilities that we would like to relocate our staff into, as presented back in April. If you look at the, can we pull it up, Mr. Handy? These are the list of the buildings and the individuals that we will relocate. The only thing that has changed from my last presentation is our special education department. We were going to relocate all of them. I believe we've increased in the special education department to 29 staff members. So the only thing I changed was relocating to Mercedes High School and/or other campuses. So administration is recommending approval of the relocation of central office staff to other district facilities as presented.
Okay, we have recommendation of superintendent. May I entertain a motion, guys?
A motion.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Martinez. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, second by Ms. Delgado. Any discussion, guys? Any discussion, guys? No. Okay, so I have a motion from Mr. Martinez, second by Ms. Delgado. All in favor by saying aye?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed?
Aye.
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 Okay, 4-3, the motion passes. Moving along on 2, 2, discussion possible action to extend the time period to relocate the Mercedes Early Childhood Academy to Central Administration Building.
I make a motion to
Well,
deny.
we gotta have Ms. Mendiola.
Yes, sir. I'm recommending extended time period to relocate Mercedes Early College to central administration. Now that we have, now that the board has approved committing the funds, now we have to create the line items. We have to move the funding, and the funding is necessary in order to ensure that we can have students here at the beginning of this school year.
Okay, so we have a recommendation from the superintendent. May I entertain a motion?
Make a motion to deny the superintendent's recommendation.
Okay, we have a motion from Mr. Martinez. May I have a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Delgado. Okay, any discussion, guys?
What is the current time period that we have right now? For August?
My understanding that the board approved for this coming school year in August, and again, we need a cafeteria. They need to have a TDA compliant cafeteria, which we did not have funding for, and that is going to take time. Obviously, the roof is going to take anywhere from 8 to 10 months, so we won't have a cafeteria available, and the roofs will continue to leak.
So it may be beyond your control that it's not ready.
That is correct, sir. We needed a budget in place.
Ms. Mendiola, when we had the consultant here, did he specify that, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he mentioned that materials were hard to come by. Even if we did approve it, we would be lucky to acquire those materials by the fall?
The engineer?
Yes.
Yes, when the engineers presented, they did state there was delay in certain materials, and so there's really not a time frame for when they, and we still have to go out to bid for the projects, and then approve the roofers, and then get the project started. Likewise with the cafeteria equipment, and speaking to Miss, where's my CNS director back there, Ms. Melissa Garza, she's also, we've experienced delays, or other districts have experienced delays in receiving the equipment.
So I guess if we do proceed and have the students here by this coming school year, they're still going to be in a facility that has roofs that leak.
Yes, sir.
So there's really no gain.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Any more discussion, guys? Comments? Okay, we have a motion from Mr. Martinez, second by Mr. Delgado. All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed?
Aye.
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 Okay, 4-3, the motion passes. Moving on to number 3, discussion and possible action to accept the application of Monte Alto Wind Power LLC for the appraised value limitation on the qualified property. Authorize the superintendent to review the application for completeness and submit to the controller, and authorize the superintendent to enter in any agreement to extend the deadline for board action beyond 150 days, subject to board ratification. Ms. Mignon.
Mr. Chairman, we have Mr. Robert Peña with Texas Energy Consultants here to present on this item.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, and Superintendent Mendiola. My name is Robert Peña with Texas Energy Consultants. We are advising our client, as known as Terrigen Development Company, on the Monte Alto Wind Power. If I may, I'd like to pass down a map so it can go around to the board members. I have 8 of them, so there should be one for everybody. In June of 2020, the Mercedes board at that time approved an agreement for a Chapter 313 value limitation with Terrigen for this particular project. However, as you may recall, we were in the midst of a pandemic that carried over into 2021, and until things began to clear back up late last year, travel was easing up and consultants were able to work and studies were being able to be conducted. did the project pick back up and continue its development. This particular project, as you can see in the red outline, covers from the Mercedes ISD as far north as the Monte Alto and La Sara ISD areas. It's a close to 400 megawatt project that will encompass 6 school districts. Actually, it encompasses 7 school districts in total, but only 6 are participating in the 313. The one district, La Feria, is not participating because it's only going to have 1 or 2 turbines in that school district. But the other school districts are participating thus far. We are asking the board to allow us to resubmit our application, and we are asking the board to work with your consultant, whom you have on the agenda this evening, to assist you in the application process and reconduct the financial study. The company is required to keep you whole in ensuring that you do not incur any expense. The consultant cost is reimbursed by the company. In fact, as required by the rule, we've already delivered that check to Superintendent Mendiola. The company in the future, and any additional costs that you do incur, will be required to keep you whole as well. The process and what we are asking is that accepting the application is non-obligatory of the board. It's merely asking you to accept it so this financial study can be made and so that the financial impact of the board can be considered in the future. The application has to go to the comptroller's office along with your consultant. They will look at this application, determine its feasibility, determine its financial impact, and subsequently make a recommendation to the board in the future. So your oversight is going to be the state of Texas and your consultant. And upon those recommendations, then they'll come back to you and let you know what their decision or what their recommendation is, and then you make the decision based on those findings and what the company can or cannot do. Ultimately, what we are trying to do is develop this wind project. It is a high-valued asset that's going to be around $40 million in investment within the Mercedes ISD, and that investment will certainly be impactful to your INS. It'll be impactful to your local M&O, as well as the company under the state rule will be required to make whole the district to ensure that you do not lose any state aid because of that additional tax revenue, as well as also to negotiate a supplemental payment with the district that will be made annually for 13 years. So that's an additional payment that the district would receive as well. Overall, at this point, I can tell you that the project is moving forward. We have had the other school districts, the other 5 school districts already accept the 313. It just so happened that Mercedes was last because of your meeting date today. So we thank you for the consideration, and I'm more than welcome. I'm here to answer any questions you may have. Briefly on the project itself, the application, we've stipulated as far as a 2027 start date where it would begin operations, and I know that seems far, but the reason being is because the comptroller's office, the state of Texas is sunsetting this program at the end of December. So the comptroller's office is asking that all applications be submitted with your maximum time frame for development, because they're not going to extend any applications beyond 2027. Should the development occur sooner, then they're willing to amend for an earlier start date, but not for a later start date. So we're following the recommendation of the comptroller at this time to go out to that year period, hoping that the development will happen sooner. What will help cause the development to occur sooner is the fact that it's already been in its phases of development. We anticipate about 2 years because it takes approximately 18 months to complete the interconnect study with ERCOT, and that interconnect study is going to be deemed, feasible because there's some line upgrades that are taking place here in South Texas within the next 2 years. So as a result of the freeze in last year, the state of Texas is making some significant investments into the power lines here in the Rio Grande Valley as well, and that's going to help produce the development also. So, any questions?
How many turbines are in our area? for the
Projected to be
Mercedes?
in Mercedes are 3.8 megawatts, so they're probably some of the larger ones that you see here in the Rio Grande Valley right now. And it's going to be 9 or 10.
9 or
so.
10.
Yes, sir.
And then you mentioned it was a $40 million investment,
Approximately, yes, sir.
and that's just, is that the entire project or just the one in
That's
Mercedes?
just what it belongs in Mercedes.
Mercedes.
Yes, sir. Well, along with the other 6 districts at close to 400 megawatts, it'll exceed a little over 400 million in the Rio Grande Valley.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I'm just curious, what's the cost of just one of those turbines?
Approximately 1.2, all-in costs.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions, guys? Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
President.
Mr. Peña.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess we need a recommendation from Ms. Mignola.
Mr. Chairman, administration is recommending action to accept the application of Monte Alto Wind Power LLC for an appraised value limitation on qualified property, authorizing the superintendent to review the application for completeness and submit to the comptroller, and authorize the superintendent to enter into any agreement to extend the deadline for board action beyond 150 days, subject to board ratification.
Okay, guys, need a motion from, for the recommendation of the superintendent?
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Garza. A second? Anyone?
Second.
Ms. Delgado? Okay, any discussion, guys? Any discussion? Okay, so we have a motion for Mr. Garza, second from Mr. Delgado. All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimous. Board, discussion and possible action to retain consultant to assist the district in the processing of the application of the appraised value limitation of the qualified property from Monte Alto Wind Power LLC. Ms. Mignola?
Mr. Chairman, administration is recommending we retain Moat Casey and Associates to assist the district in processing of application for appraised value limitation on qualified property from Monte Alto Wind Power LLC.
Okay, guys, we have a recommendation for superintendent. May I entertain a motion?
So moved.
Okay, a motion from Mr. Howe. Second, anyone?
I second it.
Second from Mr. Garza. Okay, any discussion, guys? No discussions? Okay. Okay, we have a motion from Mr. Howe, second from Mr. Garza. All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Unanimous. Okay. C, governance. 1, discuss possible action to approve the revisions to policy DEC local. Ms. Mignola.
Mr. Chairman, this policy, DEC local, we are proposing to add 5 local paid days for our paraprofessional employees. Currently, our paraprofessionals only receive 5 state paid days. So this would add, so they would receive 10 days just as professional staff does in our district. So administration is recommending approval of the revisions to policy DEC local.
Okay, guys, we have a recommendation from the superintendent. May I entertain a motion?
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion from Ms. Trevino. Second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Delgado. Okay, any discussion, guys? Discussion, comments? I'd just like to comment, Ms. Delgado, thank you so much, and I guess as just myself, I apologize. I mean, I wish this should have been addressed earlier. You know, I think it's fitting, and it's right. Okay?
Yes, sir.
That's the only comment I gotta say. Any discussion, guys? Any comments? Okay, so we have a motion from Mr. Trevino, a second from Ms. Delgado. All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Okay, moving on with the consent agenda. I guess we can start from the left. Ms. Delgado, do you like to pull anything from the consent agenda, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Martinez?
No.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes. Hold on, let me look for it. Hold on real quick. Sorry about that.
You want to come back, Brian?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Let me get it real quick.
Let me see. Mr. Garza?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Howell?
No, sir.
Ms. Trevino?
No.
Okay, so I'm just gonna hold up for Ryan real quick.
It's the one on EIA local.
Oh, that was the bottom,
That's-
I think. B2? No. B2, under governance? I remember that one. Discussion possible action to approve.
Yeah, the
revision-
only
No, that's-
policy
that's
is-
DHE.
No, that was not it.
It should be under curriculum. Yeah, it's A3.
It's A3?
Yeah.
A3, okay, so. Okay, I need a motion to accept the consent agenda with the exception of A3.
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion for Mr. Garza. Can I have a second?
Second.
I heard Mr. Martinez, so Mr. Martinez. Okay. Any discussion, guys? We have a motion from Mr. Garza, second from Mr. Martinez. Any discussion, comments, guys? Okay, all in favor by, sorry, let me rephrase that. All in favor of accepting the motion for Mr. Garza, second by Mr. Martinez, all by saying aye?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, so we have A3, discussion possible action to approve the Mercedes IC 2022-2023 grading guidelines. May I entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to deny.
Okay, we have a motion from Mr. Acosta, A3 to deny. May I have a second? May I have a second? Okay, having no seconds, the motion dies. May I entertain another motion? May I entertain a motion, guys? I'll make a motion to accept the discussion possible action to approve the Mercedes ISD 2022-2023 grading guidelines. I need a second motion, guys?
Second.
Okay, a second from Mr. Martinez. Any discussion, guys?
Yes, sir, thank you. So I have a question, Ms. Mendiola, on this grading guidelines. It states here, beginning with the incoming ninth grade class of 2022 and 2023. I have a question there where it says independent courses, non-S sections. Students taking other courses with other students that are not from MISD will receive a letter grade. I'm just curious as to what the difference is from students that are not taking it in a cohort versus the ones that are, and why they would be differentiated upon.
What was the question again, sir? What?
Why are students being differentiated upon if they are taking a course in South Texas Community College, if they are within the cohort, and whether they're taking it independent?
The independent. And Ms. Venecia, if you can explain, I put a committee together, and this was part of the discussion, and the committee agreed on so you can explain the difference between the S courses.
Yes. The S section, our sections are cohorted with only Mercedes, whether it's Mercedes High School, Mercedes Early College. They're all together. So those courses, upon request, and there's a process, upon request, you can request the numerical grades. But your independent courses, these are courses taken of either Mercedes High School or Mercedes Early College with all other students at STC. And so those are called independent courses. Those are courses that are not cohorted because it's a course that maybe 1 or 2 students might need. And so STC does not provide numerical grades for those courses. Upon request, they will provide for the cohorted S sections. That's the difference.
Well, I don't think that STC provides numeric grades even for regular cohort courses at this time.
Just for cohort courses, they will.
They hadn't in the past.
Right. They had not, but they have, I think it was last year, they put it into the interlocal agreement where you can request, upon request, the numerical grades if that's what you want. It's a choice whether you want to or not.
Okay, well,
What we were following is the, I think it's the EIC local policy based on the transfer of grades, where the A is a 95 and so forth.
Yeah, and I guess that's the question. I still don't understand why we would treat those students differently, whether it's a cohort or not. I
They
mean,
will not provide,
even if it's in the interlocal agreement?
it's only for S sections, which is your cohorted, not for independent.
So that's something that's just out of our control then.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and that is what STC has said.
Yes.
That's my understanding, that it's part of the interlocal agreement.
Right.
Only if it's a cohorted group, and then they will provide, but if it's an independent course, those professors do not have to provide the numerical grade.
Right, that's
Okay.
correct.
And just for clarification, how many dual enrollment courses does a freshman take?
The freshmen only take one, I believe it's
They
sociology.
can take up to 2 courses, but starting their spring semester.
Okay, and those courses would be?
It just
One
depends. It
is-
could be a speech, it could be an art, it could be a Spanish, mainly electives.
My understanding, Ms. Venecia, is a lot of them take sociology, which does count towards the
Yes.
GPA.
Correct.
So we do have dual enrollment freshmen that are currently taking sociology.
Yes.
And therefore, the committee again decided to start with the incoming freshmen because we already had freshmen taking a course that would count towards GPA.
And so a student that's going to graduate with a associate's degree takes on average 10, 12 courses?
15.
15 courses?
Or depending, it's 15 to 20 courses.
Okay. And so I think that's my issue, is that you're penalizing students over a long course for 15 courses because they took one course as a freshman. And that's going to be unfair for them. You know, this grading chart, I've spoken to you before about it. STC does not give an A+ or a minus, they just give an A. So students that earn a grade of, or a score of a 99 will be given a 95, and you're penalizing those students. And I think that's unfair. And I think it should have started basically at least with the freshman group because they have only taken one course. So you're penalizing a whole career of taking courses at Mercedes ISD, dual enrollment courses, because the student took one course, possibly took one course, and I think that's not right. And as far as starting with a freshman cohort, you know, we have not done that in the past either, because, correct me if I'm wrong, we are going to start calculating class rank in the 9-week period of the second semester, which is the third 9-week period, starting next year.
Correct.
And it had not been implemented as a freshman cohort.
Right.
So there's a discrepancy there, and at the end of the day, it hurts students, and that's why I cannot support this.
Thank you, sir.
Any
I
other
think
questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any discussion, guys? Okay, I have a motion from myself and a second from Mr. Martinez. All in favor by saying aye? Aye. Aye. Anyone opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Garza, I didn't quite hear you, sorry, sir.
Are they?
Opposed?
Four.
Four?
Four.
For the recommendation from the superintendent? Okay. The motion passes. 5-2. Moving along, guys, to executive session. A. Personnel pursuant to section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code and attorney consultation pursuant to section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code. 1, resignation, terminations, appointments, evaluations, reassignments, duties, and discipline of professional, paraprofessional, and non-contract employees. Teacher substitutes and substitutes for maintenance, transportation, and cafeteria department. B, student discipline. C, discussion and private consultation with attorney regarding pending or contemplated litigation, settlement matters, and/or matters where the professional duty under state board requires private consultation with the school attorney. It is 8:55. The Mercedes ISD School Board is in executive session.